all. We'll get to the American Airlines starting lineups here shortly. The Frogs have won the toss. They'll defer to the second half as our officiating crew is out of the SEC. Steve Shaw is a referee. Wilbur Hackett Jr. is the umpire. Gary Giroux is the head linesman. Bobby Aylett is the field judge. Chris Connolly, the sign judge. Michael Shirley, the line judge. And Dale Kniep is the back judge. Frogs will kick it off in their home jerseys, the black jerseys with the white numerals, the purple helmet with the frog biting the rose on the side, and the purple pants here. Wisconsin in their traditional road uniform, the red pants with the white piping, the white jersey with the red numerals, and the white hats. As Kevin Sharples is set to kick it off for the Frogs, David Gilreath and Jared Abradaris drop back deep for the Badgers. Frogs will kick it right to left to start this game. Full house here in Pasadena, decked out in red or purple for this one. As Sharples with it on the left hash, kicks it off. It's a line drive kick that rolls down to the 10-yard line for Gilreath. At the 20 to the 25, has a seam to the 32-yard line. Good field position to start. A 22-yard return for the Badgers as Travaris Battle on the stop that time for the Horned Frogs. We'll get to John Denton's do's and don'ts here shortly, but first the American Airlines starting lineup for Wisconsin. Gabe Karimi is the left tackle. John Moffitt is the left guard. Bill Nagy is the center. Kevin Zietler is the right guard, and Ricky Wagner is a right tackle. They average 6'5", 321 in front of Scott Tolzien, the senior quarterback out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois. He is a good one. He'll start with one back behind him. He's Monty Ball, a sophomore out of Wentzville, Missouri. Three receivers left, one to the right-hand side. His tight end Kendrick stands to the left, and they hand the ball. Right side running room, plenty of running room. Inside the 40-yard line and all the way down to the 28 of the Horned Frogs. Goes Wisconsin's Monty Ball as T.J. Johnson makes the tackle. And John Denton, that was a hole for a 40-yard run.
Yeah, big hole on the right side. They cave it down, and he just took one step and saw it. Cut back right over the right tackle. Big Ricky Wagner. And he rambles all the way down to the TCU 28-yard line. A big play to start the game for Wisconsin.
The wide receivers for the Badgers, Nick Toon, Isaac Anderson, Jared Abradaris, and David Gilreath. James White is the back now behind Tolzien. They'll send Whitehouse to either side. Toon goes left. Gilreath goes wide right. Bring the tight end in motion and set him up along the right-hand side as Tolzien under center with that one setback. And this play is whistled dead before it starts. The defense for the Horned Frogs, by the way, looks like this. Those four defensive linemen, as we'll hear from our referee.
Snap, false start, number one on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That was Nick Toon, Wisconsin, the least penalized team in the country, whistled here early on. The ends, Wayne Daniels, Stanley Maponga for the Frogs. Corey Grant and Jeremy Coleman are your tackles. Let's see if Kelly Griffin gets some time here today. DJ Yendry is in right now. Tanner Brock and Tank Carter are the linebackers. Jason Teague, Greg McCoy, the corners. T.J. Johnson, Colin Jones, Takarian Cuba start at safety. Second down and 10 now for Wisconsin. Excuse me, first and 15, I should say, from the 32-yard line. They'll hand it off to that lone setback inside the 30 to the 29. Goes White this time for a pickup of 4. It'll bring up second down and 11. John, give us some do's and don'ts for the Horned Frogs here early on. And did they change after that opening play?
Well, no, not really. I'll tell you what, though, for the Frogs defense, one thing to get their attention, you got to play great on first down. Frogs give up a big play, first play of the game. You got to be physical like never before, and you've got to hunt together and gang tackle. We'll get to the don'ts for the defense after this.
Monty Ball back in at running back, standing to the left of Tolzien at the 29-yard line of the Frogs. It is second down and 11 officially. Tolzien this time is going to hand it off to Ball. Running right, runs into a tackler, breaks out of 2 tackles, out of 3 tackles, and down to the 20-yard line. Pretty good run there from Monty Ball, the physical running back. Picks up 9. Wayne Daniels finally ramps him up. It is third down now. Third down for Wisconsin. They'll spot him at the 21-yard line, so call it third down and 3.
Yeah, Ball's a load now. They talk about John Clay at 255, but Ball is at 236. And he bounces off Corey Grant and then rambles for 9 yards. That play didn't look like much. Here's a first big third down of the game.
12:47 to play in this opening quarter. Monty Ball is in there as a lone setback. White outside the side. Tolzien under center now for the Badgers. 2 tight ends in this formation of the 21 of the Frogs. And Tolzien gives the ball, running right, cuts it back. First down as he leans out to the 15-yard line of TCU. Tanner Brock finally comes up to make the tackle job. But this offensive line of Wisconsin is controlling things here early on.
Yeah, they are. They're really doing a good job of staying on blocks there. The Frogs had the gaps covered, but the offensive line for Wisconsin stays with the blocks, and ball just bounces his way down to the 15-yard line. A fresh set of downs for Wisconsin.
Frogs go to their bulldog formation defensively. Now they bring one of the corners out. It's Jason Teague as Tyler Luttrell comes in. Monty Ball stands behind Brady Ewing, the fullback, and will get the call running left with a blocker up into this time as he's cut down by T.J. Johnson at the 17-yard line. He'll lose 2 on the play and make it second down and 12 now at the Frogs 17. The Frogs will stay in that bulldog, John, where essentially now you've got 4 safeties on the field.
Yeah, they got 4 safeties. You bring Tyler Luttrell in. They're going to get Jason Teague back in the game now, along with Greg McCoy.
Yep.
But a great play, first negative yardage play of the game for Wisconsin. That was a big play by T.J. Johnson. James
White is the running back now for Wisconsin, stands behind Brady Ewing. They've run 5 plays, all have been on the ground. Make it 6 now as they hand it to White. Wrapped up this time and hit hard. Takarian Cuba got a piece of him. As Colin Jones was there as well, he takes it down to the 14-yard line, does White. A pickup of 4. And another third down play upcoming for the Badgers now. 3rd down and 7 at the Frog 14.
Yeah, you can see some adjustments Gary Patterson and Dick Bumpus are making, getting more players around the football, around the line of scrimmage. Wisconsin has not put it in the air yet, Brian. This whole drive's been on the ground. This is a play where you've got to watch your tight end. The sneak out, Kendricks, he's on the right.
Yep, stands up to the right. The setback, by the way, is James White. To the left of Tolzien, out of the shotgun, he's going to throw it for the first time. Over the middle, in traffic, it's incomplete. Toon had it and dropped it inside the 5 of the 4-yard line. Teague was in coverage, and the Frogs may have dodged a bullet there as Wisconsin's forced to settle for 3 here.
Yeah, and they're deadly in the red zone, Brian. That's one of the few stops of Wisconsin in the red zone this year, and there's Nick Toon again. We talked about Brett Bielema saying he's got to give us more. He's not even out of his break when the ball hits him.
Philip Welch is out now, the redshirt junior out of Fort Collins, Colorado, for a 30-yard effort. Ryan Wicksburg will hold it. Snapping it back is Kyle Wota. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is good as well. And Wisconsin will strike first here in the 97th Rose Bowl. 10:39 to play opening quarter. Wisconsin 3, TCU nothing. And back we come to Pasadena after this from Texas Health Resources.
Frogs are going to have the football here in a moment when Wisconsin kicks off to them. On the Denton's Do's and Don'ts, brought to you by Southland Property Tax. Remember, on the do side for the offense, establish a physical running game and stay with it. Learn that lesson from the Fiesta Bowl. Protect Andy Dalton. You got to keep him upright and come out on the attack. Don't commit turnovers. Don't lose composure. And don't fail in the red zone. You getting 6 instead of 3 is going to be critical. We've gone through the do's and don'ts for the defense. We'll touch on them throughout the game, Brian. That's Denton's Do's and Don'ts, brought to you by Southland Property Tax.
Philip Welch will kick it off now for Wisconsin. Jeremy Curley back deep along with Greg McCoy for the Horned Frogs. Welch will kick it from left to right across your dial. Let's see if they kick to Curley. He angles for the left corner, and Curley's going to grab it there at the 6-yard line. Return to the right, 15-yard line. Curley finds a seam, dashes through it at the 20, but he's run down at the 22, and a good tackle there for the Badgers. Stop made, the number 49 that time, Jacob Peterson on the stop. And the Frog offense will be on the field for the first time at the 22-yard line. Andy Dalton, the quarterback, 41 wins and 48 starts. He's the number 1 quarterback in TCU history in yards, attempts, touchdown passes, completions, you name it, he's there. He'll open this game with 4 wides, 2 to either side, and Ed Wesley standing to his right now in the formation. Jake Kirkpatrick, the center, will snap it back to Dalton out of the shotgun. They'll fake to Wesley, throw right. It is caught at the 30-yard line, and close to first down yardage is Jimmy Young on the pickup to open the ball game. The offensive line for the Frogs. Left tackle Marcus Cannon. Left guard is Kyle Dooley. The center is Jake Kirkpatrick. Right guard Josh Vernon. The right tackle is Zach Roth. Frogs average 6'4", 317. They're about 4 pounds lighter than Wisconsin's offensive line. We'll see Ed Wesley and Matthew Tucker along with Wayman James in the backfield. It's Ed Wesley this time standing behind Andy Dalton. 2nd down and 1 for the Frogs. Dalton out of the gun of the pistol formation. Fakes to Wesley. Keeps, turns it upfield. First down. And more as he dives down to the 43-yard line. Hit hard by Aaron Henry, who stands over Dalton for a bit. First down carry on the pickup of 11 for Dalton there to open the game.
Yeah, and a nice block there by Zach Roth on the play side. Brian just kind of caved it down and made that zone read easy for Andy Dalton. And in 2 plays, the Frogs have moved it up to the 44-yard line, spreading the field this time.
1st and 10 now for the Frogs as Dalton will operate out of the shotgun. 5 wides he's worked to throw the football. Looking left, his receiver fell down. It falls incomplete, and there comes the flag. Looking the way of Jeremy Curley. And Devin Smith going to be the guilty party here for the Badgers. He ran through Curley that time. And a break for the Frogs here. This will be the 2nd penalty charge to the Badgers.
Pass interference, number 10 on the defense. That penalty will be enforced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
They average just 2 penalties a game, John. They've already picked those up. Just a little over 2, 2.9 a game.
Yeah, 2.9, at least penalized team in the country. They've already committed 1 on offense. They're on defense, a big one that gives the Frogs a fresh set of downs. That spot foul will go for 6 yards. Not a huge yardage penalty, but fresh set of downs.
Here's the inverted wishbone out of the shotgun. The first time Wisconsin has seen this out of the Frogs. And Dalton out of the shotgun with it. It's going to keep it, turn it up, hit hard. At the line of scrimmage, thrown down to the 49-yard line.
That's in Zegwu. That's the big defensive end, Brian. Just stayed at home from the left end spot and crashed it down. You don't want to see Andy Dalton getting hit like that a lot today. He had a clean shot at Andy Dalton that time.
And now the Frogs will face 2nd down and 10 against this Wisconsin defense. J.J. Watt, Louis Nzegwu are the ends. Patrick Bertram and Jordan Kohut are the tackles. Here's Dalton out of the gun. 2 wides right, 2 wides left. 2nd down and 10. 4 down linemen come underneath. It's batted down. There's J.J. Watt with those quick hands. Jumped up to knock it down, John. We talked about that in the pregame show, that he's a talent at that.
Yep, and there he just stays in his area and sees the play. Gets up high. He's 6'6" with those long arms, Brian. It's like trying to throw over a 9-foot-tall wall. And that brings up a big 3rd down, and the Wisconsin fans start to make noise.
Linebackers for the Badgers, Blake Sorensen, Colmer St. Jean, and Mike Taylor. The corners are Niles Brinkley, Antonio Finellis. The safeties, Aaron Henry, Jay Valai. 3rd and 10 for the Frogs now from their own 48-yard line. Out of the shotgun, the blitz come. Dalton sets, fires, caught. Jimmy Young, first down as he takes it inside the 40 of the Badgers and down to the 37-yard line. Antonio Finellis was in coverage. The Frogs pick up 14 in the first down.
Yeah, they play zone coverage to the near side where the Frogs had more wide receivers. They leave Finellis man-to-man against Jimmy Young, and he was giving him plenty of room. And Andy Dalton is spot on today, Brian. That was a great throw across the field from the left hash to the far numbers.
Matthew Tucker into the lineup for the first time will stand to the left of Dalton, who's got 2 receivers left, one on the right-hand side. Dalton out of the gun, inside fake, looks left, firing it out. Curtis Clay fell down on the cut at the 25-yard line. Falls incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Frogs at the Badger 37.
Yeah, working against Niles Brinkley, the corner on the left-hand side. Frogs go right for the first down. This time they come back left, and Curtis Clay's feet just go right out from under him. He was wide open.
And now Matthew Tucker and Wayman James will be in the backfield for the Frogs, and Andy Dalton will remain in the shotgun. Frogs working right to left from the far hash. 2 receivers left, one to the right-hand side. Fake it to James, keep by Dalton. Slide forward to the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry. Bo Allen on the tackle that time for the Badgers. And now, once again, TCU facing 3rd down on this opening drive. 3rd down and 6, trailing at 3-0 with 8 minutes to play in this opening quarter here in the Rose Bowl.
Boy, and you get the feeling that TCU's co-offensive coordinators are really trying to get a feel for Wisconsin. They've gone right. They've gone left. They've gone up the middle. Where are they going to go here?
Ed Wesley to the right of Dalton. 4 receivers, both bunched to either side. So you've got 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Wesley leaves the backfield. He's wide left, and he might be uncovered. Dalton looking left, and now a penalty marker here before the play gets off, and I'll see if the Frogs left early. They may have. They were facing 3rd down and 6. And let's see.
Before the snap, false start, number 70 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
That's Zach Roth, the right tackle, left early. So instead of 3rd down and 6, the Frogs face 3rd and 11 here.
That's Zach Roth, with good cause, Brian. He's going up against J.J. Watt, who has moved over to the left side.
And now Watt lines up over right guard. Out of the shotgun works Dalton. Same formation. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Dalton looking left underneath, caught. And inside the 30, close to the first down. I believe he got it at the 26. Mike Taylor on the tackle there of Jimmy Young, I believe. Yes. And it is good enough for another Frog first down.
And there's that ISO play, the crossing pattern. Mike Taylor, the linebacker, he's the slowest of the Wisconsin linebackers. We talked about it earlier in the pregame show, Brian. And that time they catch him. He can't keep up with Jimmy Young. And it's a first down. 3 catches for 35 yards already for J.Y.
First and 10 now at the 26-yard line of the Badgers. They shift up defensively up front. Dalton's going to keep it. Running right behind his back, Wesley inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. J.J. Watt on the tackle. The Frogs have seen Andy Dalton run it 4 times on this drive. He's thrown it for 5 times as well, and he's worked it down inside the 25-yard line of Wisconsin to the 24.
Yeah, this drive started back at TCU's 22-yard line. They put a nice drive together here, settling in nicely on their first possession.
Second down at 7. At the 23, 3 wides to the left, 2 to the right. Dalton out of the gun. 4 down lineman for Wisconsin. Pumps left, does Dalton. Now throws it up the middle of the field. Bart Johnson, touchdown, TCU. Hit that horn early here at the Rose Bowl as the Horned Frogs have scored from 26 yards out, and they lead at 6-3 on Wisconsin.
Wisconsin biting on the play-action pass. The Frogs give Wisconsin a little of their own medicine, Brian, and go deep down the middle. And Bart Johnson catches it, working against Devin Smith, who's the nickel back. That's a 23-yard touchdown, and it's 6-3.
Ross Evans out for the PAT. Bart Johnson, who catches the touchdown pass, will hold it, snapping it back. Daniel Shelley, the hold is down. The kick from Ross Evans is up, and it's good. 6:15 to play opening quarter. Frogs answer the Wisconsin call. It's 7-3 TCU. And back we come to the Rose Bowl after this word from our friends at American Airlines.
Hi, this is TCU linebacker Tank Carter. Just to kind of get up to that pace of play, so I think it'll be interesting.
Well, it looks like that pace of play has caught on with the Horned Frogs as they answer the call and lead at 7-3. As out to kick it off is Kevin Sharples for the Frogs. David Gilreath is back deep for Wisconsin along with Jared Abradaris. It's a short kick this time from Sharples, and Gilreath will grab it to 6. Return up the middle, 20 with room at the 25. Jukes a couple of men as he takes it up to the 33-yard line. And a good return that time. 27-yard for Gilreath. Jarrell Thompson on the tackle that time for the Frogs. And so the defense gets another shot at the Badgers here, who opened this game on a 40-yard run. They started on the 32-yard line on their last drive. This one starts at the 33, trailing the Frogs. 7-3 is Wisconsin.
Frog scoring drive, Brian. 10 plays, 77 yards. Took 4:16 for Andy Dalton to find Bart Johnson. That's Bart Johnson's catch now in 35 straight games. Kick is good. It's 7-3 TCU.
Monty Ball, the lone setback now behind Tolzien. Wideouts go to either side. 2 tights in the package for Tolzien under center from his 33-yard line. Handed off to Ball, trying to run it up the middle. Frogs there. Gain of 1 on the play. Checking along the TCU sidelines, our man Jeff Williams. Jeffrey.
Well, what a difference a year makes. Of course, this time last year at the Fiesta Bowl, this was about the time of the game where the communication system between the press box and the sideline went down. It wasn't full-blown panic, but there was certainly a lot of scrambling going on, whereas this year now, Frogs get the ball first. Their first possession, drive it right down the field, all smiles on the sidelines right now. Big difference from last year at this time.
Second down now, 2nd and 9. Monty Ball to the right of Tolzien out of the shotgun this time. 3 receivers stand to the left for Tolzien out of the gun. Tight end to the right, he's to throw it this time. In the pocket with time. Over the middle's got a man. Sliding down to the 49-yard line is a tight end, Kendricks. Lance Kendricks is a good one. In coverage was Cuba, who may have slipped down, John. But nonetheless, Kendricks gets it up to the 48-yard line. The senior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, played at Rufus King High School.
Yeah, Takarian Cuba did have coverage on the play, but it's a long square-in route that Kendricks runs, and Takarian just fell down. Kendricks fell down as well. He had room to run, but he was anticipating a hit.
Wisconsin now, first down at 10 to the 48-yard line. Their own 48 has Monty Ball in the backfield. 2 receivers right. Tolzien hands to Ball. Lead blockers running left, breaking tackles, still on his feet. Down to the 46-yard line of the Frogs as he picks up 6 or 7. Greg McCoy finally has to make the tackle for the Frogs. Tanner Brock helped him out.
Yeah, they spread the field wide open, Brian, and go to the left side. They had 4 wide receivers on the right side of the formation, and they just stretch it out. And a big gainer there. You've got to hit these guys low. They're not going to go down with body shots to the shoulder.
John Clay in the backfield for the first time. He's coming off injury. He's got a fullback in front of him. One wide out to the right. 2nd down and 4 for the Badgers. And Tolzien play action this time. Looking Clay's way. Now underneath. Throws it right side. It's caught on the comeback route inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Jared Ebradaris hauls it in. A gain of 16. Colin Jones comes over to help Greg McCoy as the Badgers pick up a first down.
Yeah, they go from the left hash, throwing it way over on the right side of the field on the numbers. Frogs showing some pressure there in the Bulldog formation. Left Greg McCoy out there all by himself. And Abradaris, a pretty good wide receiver. He walked on at Wisconsin. He's a former All-State quarterback.
Out of Minneapolis, John Clay remains in behind Brady Young, the fullback in this I formation. 2 tight, so give it to Clay. Running right, dancing around. No, it's play action. Wide opens a fullback inside the 5 and down to the 1-yard line. Brady Ewing hauls it in for Wisconsin. A great fake. And the 8th reception of the year for Ewing goes for 28 yards and sets up 1st and goal for the Badgers.
Yeah, he's caught 8 balls, Brian, in 13 games now. He just doesn't catch it a whole lot. There's a little play put in especially for the bowl game, and what a great fake by Tolzien. And Clay really sold it. The running back really sold it. And here's Wisconsin knocking on the touchdown door.
At the 1-yard line of TCU go the Badgers now. An I backfield behind Tolzien. John Clay remains in there. Brady Ewing's in front of him. 2 tights in the package. Tolzien under center. Going to turn. Give it to Clay. Running left-hand side. Stretching it out. Leading out. Finds the end zone of the Badgers score now. With 3:14 to play in the opening quarter. The Badgers in the end zone for the first time.
Nothing fancy there. Just going left. I told you in the pregame, when in doubt, go left. And they run right behind big Gabe Karimi and John Moffitt, the left guard. And Clay now with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year gives Wisconsin the lead.
Philip Welch is out now for the PAT. Wicksburg to hold it. Snapping it back is Kyle Woda. The kick is up, and it is good. And it's 10-7 Wisconsin. 3:14 to play here in this first quarter. The 2 teams, trades 2 heavyweights, just duking it out early on, John. And the offense is having their way, really.
Yeah, both these teams score on their opening drives. Wisconsin took 4:17 to get to a field goal. The Frogs took 4:16 off the clock with their touchdown drive. But here comes Wisconsin with a 2-minute, 56-yard drive to cover 67 yards. John Clay doing the dirty work down deep in the end of TCU's end of the field for the touchdown. That's his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. The kick's good. It's 10-7 Wisconsin.
Philip Welch out to kick it off now for the Frogs as Jeremy Curley and Greg McCoy are back deep for the Frogs. Welch kicks it left to right with a 10-7 lead for the Badgers, and it's going to be Curley again. This time of the 6. Return left, 20, 25, 30, 35. Curley head down across the 40. Goes Jeremy Curley to the 42. 1st and 10 Frogs there. Philip Welch, the kicker, on the tackle that time for the Badgers.
He just kind of glides and skates and waits for the block and gets a little crease there and takes it all the way up to the 43. Great field position when we come back.
10-7 right now. TCU leading it. Back we come to the Rose Bowl after
beating up on number 9 Michigan State 49-7 in the Capital One Bowl. Brian?
Thank you, Drew. Here, the Frogs trailing 10-7 in the opening quarter. Ed Wesley and Wayman James in the backfield. James leaves it right now as Dalton's out of the gun. He'll have 2 receivers to the right when James settles there. He'll hand to Wesley, though, on the cutback. And Ed, not a lot of running room. He takes it up to the 44-yard line. Maybe a yard. Mike Taylor on the tackle. That's the first carry by a back for TCU in this game, John.
Yeah, Andy Dalton did most of the work in the on the first drive. Frogs drove it ran 10 plays on their opening drive, and Andy Dalton had all the work on the ground.
Andy Dalton had 5 first downs on those 10 plays on the opening drive. 4 carries for 18 yards for Andy on that drive. Here it's 2nd down and 9 now. Frogs in the inverted wishbone out of the gun, and Dalton to throw it on play action. Pumps, airs it deep down the left-hand side. He's got a man there. It's caught inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. Josh Boyce will haul it in. Got behind the Badger coverage for a 1st and 10 for TCU. 44-yard reception that time. Niles Brinkley in coverage.
And Andy Dalton puts it right on the spot. Brinkley with not bad coverage, Brian, but you've got Josh Boyce streaking down the left side of the field, and that ball could not be thrown any better, and the Frogs appear to be picking on Niles Brinkley here a little bit early.
1st and 10 of the 12-yard line now of the Badgers. Out of the backfield goes Ed Wesley to the left. Dalton out of the shotgun. Going to bring a man in motion. It's Shivers, and Dalton going to run it behind Shivers. Left-hand side, not a lot there. So he takes it to about the 12-yard line. J.J. Watt, John, and that's asking a lot here of Evan Frosch, the tight end, to go one-on-one on Watt there.
That's J.J. Frosch or J.J. Watt, and I'll tell you another guy, Bo Allen, who's a big true freshman. He's got a set of hips and thighs on him. He is a specimen, and he just jammed things up too.
2nd down now, 2nd and 9. Ed Wesley stands to the right of Dalton, 2nd and 9 at the 12-yard line of the Badgers. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left-hand side. Dalton out of the gun, looks left, delay run, inside the 10, inside the 5, slides down to the 4-yard line. It'll set up 3rd and 2. Jay Valai on the tackle that time for Wisconsin. Pickup of 7 there.
And you said it, it's delay. You let those defensive ends get up the field, you create a crease, and you wait. It's like the old smoke draw, Brian, that Pat Sullivan used to like to run at TCU. But it's a quarterback draw up to the 4-yard line. Frogs need to get inside the 3, almost to the 2, to get a 1st down.
3rd down now. 3rd down and 2 at the 4-yard line. Ed Wesley stands behind Dalton in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to the right now for Dalton out of the gun. He'll turn, going to keep running left, trying to find the edge. Dalton will score! Touchdown TCU! The Frogs answer behind the feet of Andy Dalton. And TCU leads it 13-10.
Boy, great read there. He fakes it to Ed Wesley, Brian, and then he takes off. It's just him and a defensive lineman. Secondary is spread out all over the end zone. Can't get to it. And he beats J.J. Watt to the corner for the touchdown.
Out to attempt the PAT here is Ross Evans, and now the officials will
The
step in.
previous play is under further review.
They're going to check this one, but Andy Dalton was clearly inside the pylon on this run.
I can't see him taking that one off the board, Brian. He got the pylon right at the corner.
Now Ross Evans is out for the PAT, but they're going to review this one. While they do that, Jeff Williams was telling us about an interesting bet. We heard about the bet between Mayor Mike Moncrief, who, by the way, took our photo before the game. That was nice of him.
He's a great photographer.
And the mayor of Madison. But Jeff Williams, you said there was another conversation between a Texas native and a Wisconsin native prior to this game.
Well, and you can forget about the national prestige, carrying the banner for the non-AQs. This is about, J.J. Henry tells me, who's down on the sideline, this is about the PGA Tour. He, of course, at TCU. Jerry Kelly, also on the tour, one of his good friends, is from Madison, Wisconsin. When this game is decided, the loser of this game will be forced to wear either Frog gear or have to wear Bucky the Badger gear at the Colonial on the Tuesday or Wednesday of the Colonial.
That could be a tough one.
That'll be a good one to watch for.
Yeah, that one could be a tough one. As they continue to take a look at that touchdown run for Andy Dalton, at least it looks like a touchdown, fairly obvious here.
Yeah.
They continue to take a look at it. We talked to Andy earlier in the week about the layoff and whether or not it could hurt him. We'll hear from him shortly. Here, though, is our referee.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It'll be a touchdown.
The Frogs lead it here after that touchdown run for Dalton. 13-10, and now Ross Evans out to attempt the PAT. Bart Johnson will hold it. Daniel Shelley to snap it back now for the Frogs, as these two offenses have come out smoking here early on. Snap to Bart, who gets it down. Ross Evans with a PAT. It is up and good. Here's what Andy Dalton had to say earlier in the week when we asked him if the layoff could hurt.
I think the big thing that we've been doing, we've practiced so much that we haven't really lost any timing because we've been out there, working on timing and everything like that. We've just got to go out there and, take care of the ball and, play like we're capable of doing, and hopefully all that will take care of itself.
Well, it looks like it has, John Denton. I mean, they have practiced hard this week, focused in on this game against Wisconsin, and seemingly has paid off here early on, leading at 14-10.
Well, they've run the ball when they've needed to, Brian, but they've also done a really good job of throwing the football. You notice last year in the Fiesta Bowl, Boise State took TCU out of their run game and forced the Frogs to throw the ball, which they didn't do well. Andy Dalton's on today. The scoring drive, 5 plays, 57 yards, just took 2:31 off the clock. Very efficient by TCU. Andy Dalton with the 4-yard touchdown run.
Out to kick it off now for the Frogs is Kevin Sharples again. Back deep go David Gilreath and James White this time, the running back for Wisconsin. By the way, Horned Frog fans, you can catch TCU football action, all the highlights all season long if you watch the Mountain on DirecTV, channel 616. Log on to the mountain.tv, that's THEMTN.tv. For more information, Frogs kicking off right to left. Sharples will do it. White and Gilreath are back deep now for the Badgers. TCU leading at 14-10 here. Here's a kick from Sharples. It's going to be Gilreath at the 6. They fake the reverse. He'll keep it. Running up the middle, and he's hit hard at the 22-yard line. Ran right through a Badger, did Tanner Brock for the stop. And Wisconsin will have it 1st and 10 at their 22 to start this drive.
Boy, Tanner Brock just takes a blocker and jams him back into Gilreath, who goes backwards. And now we'll start at the 23-yard line. This is Wisconsin's worst starting field position, Brian. This is a good job by the kickoff coverage team for TCU.
Toon goes wide to the left-hand side now as Monty Ball is the running back for Tolzien, the quarterback. He shifts Kendricks, his tight end, from right to left. 2 tights in the formation. Under center is Tolzien. Handoff going to come left-hand side to Ball. Hurdling a tackler as he takes it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry as Tanner Brock is there for the Frogs, as is Stanley Mapunga. And it'll bring up 2nd down now. 2nd down at 5, and that might be the last play of the quarter here.
I think it probably will be. Play clock or game clock's down to 10 seconds. Play clock is at 40.
And it does. Look like it'll be the last play of the quarter. So 1 quarter down here at the Rose Bowl, and the Horned Frogs win 1 quarter at least. 14-10 here. They lead it on Wisconsin from Pasadena. Great start for TCU's offense especially, and we are happy to have Taylor Lusky from Devon Energy with us right now. And Taylor, you look at the start for the Frogs, a great start for TCU in this Rose Bowl. It's been a great partnership over the last couple of years between TCU.
Run, but you're right, Brian, they did. They speeded it up quite a bit. Frogs scoring drive took just 2:31 off the clock. These offenses are high-powered, and Brett Bielema called this our own little national championship game earlier in the week, and so far it hasn't disappointed. 14-10, the Frogs lead here. Early second quarter, here we go.
3 versus 4. Monty Ball is the running back, standing behind Tolzien, who's under center. They work right to left now. He's got 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Ball with a big gaping hole. Up the middle he goes, across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Takarian Cuba saves a touchdown there, John. But again, Monty Ball races, this time for 18, and you could have driven a truck through that one.
Big, huge hole there, Brian. I think the Frogs were in a run blitz that time and got caught in it. Tank Carter was going A-gap that time, and Ball just went right by him.
Monty Ball with 8 carries for now 83 yards to open this game. He stays in as a lone setback. 1st down at 10 from their 46-yard line. Tolzien under center, going to turn and give it the ball. Right up the middle they go. Up to midfield goes Monty Ball. Give him 4 on the carry. Couple of Frogs there. Colin Jones grabs him low. Stanley Mapunga up high. 2nd down. 2nd and 6 upcoming.
When you see there, that's just straight ahead blocking there. That's just the old trap play, Brian, by Wisconsin. You know, they like to run that zone play and make yards off the cutback, but that time they just went right at TCU and gained 4 yards.
James White, Brady Ewing, the 2 backs now. Tolzien under center. 1 wide out to the left. 2nd down and 6. Tolzien, handoff comes to White. He's crunched hard at the 47-yard line of TCU. Give him a couple on the play. Big hit there. Tyler Luttrell was there, as well as T.J. Johnson for the Frogs. And it'll set up another 3rd down now for the Badgers. 3rd down and 2. at the 46. Neither team has punted in this game. We work now at 13:35 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, the things keep going that way. These punters, neither one of them, there's a chance neither one of them can see the field.
Tolzien under center. They're 1 of 2 on third down at I backfield. James White dots it behind Brady Young. Toon is a wide out to the left. Now they'll bring a man in motion. Tolzien going to hand it off to White, running right. Going to be close. All depends upon the spot, and I think he's going to come up a yard shy at the 45 to Carrion Cuba on the tackle. Tanner Brock there as well, and now what does Brett Bielema do on 4th down and 1? Does it go for it here behind this big offensive line at the 45 of TCU?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to send big John Clay in to bring little James White out.
You got to watch the play action here, too. Tolzien is so good at the play fake. Play clock is down to 12. They're still in the huddle as they break out now. They'll send one receiver to the right-hand side, Everdarius. Clay, the setback now behind Ewing. Tolzien under center. 4th down and a couple of feet. They'll turn, give it to Clay. Running right over the top. He got it. Second effort to get it down to the 41-yard line of TCU. Gain of 4. Greg McCoy on the tackle, and that'll move the chains. First down now for the Badgers.
Yeah, you're looking for him to go left that time, but they go right, Brian, right over Kevin Zeitzler and Ricky Wagner, the right guard and right tackle, respectively. He got a kind of a big log jam of bodies there. He got up over the top and then tumbled over to the other side for the first down.
Well, the Badgers are now 7 of 9 on 4th downs this year. James White in it back. Fullback is offset. Brady Ewing to the left. Tolzien under center. Play action. Going to roll to his right. In chase. They throw back left. Got a man open, and it's incomplete, and a break there for the Frogs. James White was the intended target. Wayne Daniels had come out in coverage, but I think, John, that's not by design. Wayne felt it happening and released back in coverage that time.
Yeah, that's a defensive end who can see the whole field, Brian. You're right. That's not his area. But he was on that side and started giving chase, and White was wide open. Throw back there, going from right back to left. Inaccurate throw by Tolzien. You don't see that a whole lot.
Monty Ball, the running back now, as they send 2 wide receivers to the left-hand side. Move the tight end Kendricks to that side. Tolzien hands the ball, running room again. Another big hole. Across the 35 to the 33-yard line. To Carrion Cuba on the tackle. They'll spot it actually at the 32 and make it 3rd down and 1 now for the Badgers.
And you're calling a lot of Takarian Kuba, T.J. Johnson, these safeties making a lot of plays, Brian. These running backs for Wisconsin are getting 5 and 6 yards before they ever experience contact. That's not good if you're a TCU defensive lineman. Got to figure out a way to jam things up.
Frogs with some substitution issues defensively. As Elisha Olabo, the freshman, is in along with Jeremy Coleman on 3rd and 1. They give it right-hand side. First down to the 30-yard line. On the carry this time was Monty Ball. He'll get the first down as he gets it to the 30. Got about a yard. So it's 1st and 10 for the Badgers now. At the TCU 30-yard line. 11:04 to play in this opening half. TCU leading it 14-10 here.
Yeah, didn't get much, but didn't need much. Brian, Frogs defend that play pretty well. Gain of 2. They only needed about 1.5 yards, though, and now Wisconsin's changed up their personnel. They've got 2 wide receivers in.
They come wide to the left-hand side. Monty Ball remains a lone setback. Bring the tight end in motion. Across the formation, fumble the snap. Tolzien picked it up, and he's thrown down immediately by Wayne Daniels at the line of scrimmage. Tolzien dropped the snap, and then Daniels is there to ramp him up to bring up 2nd and 10 now.
Yeah, Tolzien looked like he had looked away, Brian. Wasn't expecting the snap. It hits him on the right knee and falls to the ground, and Wayne Daniels is there to throw him for what it looked like a loss, but they give him a spot. It looks like it's back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tolzien not highly recruited. In fact, had some MAC offers early on coming out of Illinois, but then was going to Toledo and decided at the last minute with a late offer from Wisconsin to become a Badger. 2nd and 10. Handoff left-hand side to White. Frogs string him out, and he slides down to the 32. A loss on the play of 3. 3rd and 13 upcoming for Wisconsin.
Tank Carter doing a good job getting up the field, Brian. He just scraped through, went right by Gabe Karimi. And that's the biggest loss of the game so far for Wisconsin. That's a loss of 3 yards on third down. That brings up third down, 3rd and 13.
Corey Grant and Wayne Daniels are out of this defensive line right now. Clarence Leach is in at one end. Jeremy Coleman's in at a tackle. James White stands to the left now. Tolzien out of the gun. Frogs twist up front. Steps up in the pocket. Throws it underneath. Caught, but short of the first down. At the 22-yard line, Isaac Anderson hauls it in. There were 2 of the receivers there. They needed 13. They get 10, John. It's 4th down and 3, and they'll have to settle for 3 again.
That's a great job there by the TCU defensive front. Nearly got to Tolzien. Stanley Maponga comes off hobbling. We'll get Jeff Williams to check on him, but the Frogs have held here, and Wisconsin going to try an apparent field goal.
Yeah, this is Philip Welch out for it. Holding it is Wicksburg. 39 yards. He's perfect from this range on the year. Kyle Woda will snap it. He's made from 30 yards already today from the right hash. He's got plenty of leg on it, and it is no good. He missed it right. Frog defense holds. 8:34 to play first half. TCU leads 14-10 on the Badgers. And back we come to the Rose Bowl after this from Lucian Wright.
Since 1937, Lucian Wright Insurance has proudly served TCU fans and the Fort Worth community. Whether your insurance needs pertain to business insurance, such as general liability or workers' compensation, or your personal home, auto, or life and health insurance, Lucian...
Andy Dalton out of the shotgun. 3 receivers right. Sky Dawson is in the package. They put 2 receivers to the left. Dawson on the fly sweep. They fake it to him. Dalton to throw it up the middle in coverage this time, and it's incomplete. Through the hands of a defender at midfield, Aaron Henry. And I think the ball may have actually hit the hands of Jeremy Curley as well. Let's go back to the Wisconsin drives, John. The last 3 drives, 55 yards, 67 yards, and 55 yards. They've gotten 10 points out of that.
Yeah, the Frogs doing a good job. Held them to a field goal, then gave up a touchdown. Play action got them. Wisconsin's going to get those plays the way that they grind and grind and grind.
2nd down at 10 now. For Dalton, 4 wides, 2 to either side. Ed Wesley, the lone setback. Play action, they'll flip it out. Curley with a block in front of him, takes on a tackler. Takes it across the 25 to the 27. Devin Smith on the tackle, a gain of 5. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Neither team has punted in this ball game.
They flip it out on the right side to Curley that time. There's 3 defenders, 3 secondary men for Wisconsin over there. They are keeping an eye on Jeremy Curley.
And now you hear the Wisconsin faithful on their feet on this 3rd down play for the Frogs. 3rd down and 5. Matthew Tucker in the backfield along with Ed Wesley and Jeremy Curley. The inverted wishbone is out of the shotgun, works Dalton. 3rd down, and Dalton to throw it. Underneath, caught at the 30, but short of the first down. As slipping down was Curley. And it's going to bring up 4th and 2, and we'll see Anson Kelton for the first time.
He was wide open in the left flat, but his feet just go out from under him, Brian, and that's something that you're going to have to address, this footwear issue. If they continue to slip down, you got to keep your feet. It's a Bermuda field that's been overseeded with rye. That's a thick blade of grass that's very wet. You're seeing it right now.
Both teams having trouble with this surface. David Gilreath is back deep to receive this punt of Anson Kelton. Low line drive punt, returnable for Gilreath from the 26. Return right. Trying to make a man miss as he takes it outside. Antoine Hicks cuts him under at the 32-yard line. 44-yard punt, 6-yard return. 4.1 on the hang time, and Wisconsin will have it. Through a quarter and a half, Northwestern Mutual brings you these stats. The Frogs have run it for 31, thrown it for 110. That's 141 of total offense and 7 first downs. Wisconsin's run it for 113, thrown it for 68, 181 yards of total offense and 8 first downs. They've got it 1st and 10 here from their 32-yard line, running it with John Clay, the power back, right-hand side across the 35-yard line to the 37, and Tanner Brock makes a tackle, but a good gain here of 5 yards to open this drive.
Yeah, and you've got to start looking at things from a time of possession standpoint, Brian. The Frogs had the ball just a minute 30 on their last possession. The missed field goal drive by Wisconsin, they had it 7:02. This defense is right back out on the field. Wisconsin's had it 14-24 the game so far. TCU 8:32.
Tolzien under center with John Clay, the power back again, and to throw the football in the pocket. Sets and fires underneath, and it's caught and dropped at the 44-yard line by Jacob Peterson. He could not hang on to it. It'll bring up third down. Checking along the TCU sidelines, an injury update from North Hills Hospital and Jeff Williams.
Just a quick update on Wayne Daniels and Corey Grant, who both went out at the end of the last Wisconsin drive. Wayne Daniels, they're both out there, by the way. Left ankle, they just retaped him. He seems to be fine, wasn't even limping at all. And Corey Grant, if I heard them say it right, actually fell on his own arm or fist, just kind of knocked the wind out of him for a bit.
You're that big, I guess that can happen. Third down. 3rd and 4. 3 receivers left. Tolzien has White standing to his right. Out of the gun, he'll work. Pressure up the middle. Hit as he lets go of it, and it's dropped by 2 to the 46. And Tolzien was leveled on the blitz from Colin Jones. Back-to-back big plays from the senior from Bridgeport, John. Stripped the ball on the previous play, and then the big hit here on the quarterback.
Boy, and he's fast, and he just comes like a bullet from the short side of the field, which is to the right side. Came from Tolzien's right. He never saw him, and that's the first big hit on the quarterback for either team today here in the Rose Bowl, and forces a Wisconsin punt.
John, let me correct myself. That was not Jones on the quarterback. That was Tanner Brock. His Curley stands to receive the first punt of the day from Brad Nortman. Nortman to punt it, and there's a penalty marker. At least they've stopped play here before he got it off. And a penalty here. Brad Nortman, a junior out of Brookfield, Wisconsin, averages 42.8 yards a punt.
Before the snap, false start, number 36 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
And again, now Wisconsin is over their season average, John, in penalties.
Yeah. Maybe the big stage getting to them a little bit. Watch out for Nortman, Brian. He's got a big leg, but he also has a tendency to line drive kicks. That will help Jeremy Curley.
He stands back at the 22-yard line. They spread this formation out to put it away. Get it off of the Frogs. And it is a fake. They snap it at Nortman. He's got work to do. Across the 40. First down as he takes it up to the 44-yard line. Well, we saw it in the Fiesta Bowl last year. Boise takes advantage of the Frogs in special teams with a fake punt here. Nortman runs it forward for the Badgers. And it's 1st and 10, Wisconsin now at their 44.
Yeah, they've got that spread punt formation with the 3 personal protectors, and you just had Kenny Kane there to make sure that he had got the kick off. You've got 3 guys blocking 1 guy. Frogs had a chance to get him back at about the 40-yard line. That would have been a huge play, but here Wisconsin jump starts their offense.
The Broncos of Boise State did it from the exact same yard line last year against the Frogs. Tolzien, the quarterback, turns, hands it to that one setback. Across the 47 goes Monty Ball to the 48-yard line. T.J. Johnson on the tackle that time for the Frogs. That's the exact play that they ran against Iowa in their last drive, John, to beat the Hawkeyes to the Badgers.
Yep, you got to wonder if that wasn't tipped a little bit. They have the procedure call. Yep. You've got a guy that's jumping, got a little bit jumpy. That should have been a tip-off. But Wisconsin's able to pull it off on a 4th and 9.
2nd down now, 2nd and 6. Wide outside the side, Tolzien under center. Brady Ewing, the fullback. Monty Ball is the setback. Behind him, Tolzien going to turn, handed the ball running left. Frogs this time read it perfectly. And there's your run blitz from Tank Carter. We talked about the linebackers, John, have to play big in this game. Tank Carter that time wraps him up for a loss of 2. Back to the 46.
Yeah, and Tank Carter's just watching the right guard and right tackle. They pull those guys, and as soon as he sees them pull, he knives through the A gap between the guard and the center and makes the play. And here's another 3rd down, a long one, 3rd and 8.
2 receivers ranked, one to the left-hand side. Monty Ball is the lone setback, stands to the left of Tolzien out of the shotgun. Frogs show blitz from the edge. They come with Colin Jones. Tolzien steps up in the pocket, fires it left, and it's caught this time. Did he drop it? No, he couldn't hang on. Toon couldn't hang on. Frogs will force another punt here. It's 4th down at 8 for the Badgers. Now, Toon is saying he caught it, John. The official says it was not a catch. And let's see if they'll take a look at this one.
The officials are saying that he did not have his hands underneath the ball.
Hard to see there.
And that's an accurate call, and I can guarantee you now, Brad Nortman will be forced to punt this football. You will not see another one of those today. I'm sure the adjustment's been made. Here's that spread punt formation.
Curley at the 10-yard line, and they'll stop play to take a look at this one on the replay. Altoon's son
Nick. The previous play is under further review.
The receiver said he caught it. The official on the spot said no. He was not there with his hand underneath the ball as it hit the ground. We've seen it a couple of times on replay now. And does look like a solid catch until the ball does hit the ground. Now, whether or not he had possession the entire time, that's what is under review here.
Well, it can't hit the ground, and you can't use the ground to help control the ball. The catch was made right at the TCU 40-yard line. It would have been a first down if the pass is ruled complete.
Well, you saw the play earlier in this drive from Tank Carter, John, the run blitz.
Tolzien sees the field. He certainly doesn't look as comfortable as he was early in the game. Of course, it's hard not to be comfortable when you're handing it off to these three backs behind this big, huge offensive line.
John, they're continuing to review this, and I will tell you that the two officials that are there, the one official is writing down on his pad what looks to be the yardage, which means this play is going to be overturned, I do believe.
Well, if they do give him the catch, that'll be at about the 40-yard line, and it would be a first down for Wisconsin at the TCU, about the 40.5.
The longer this review goes, the better I think it is for the Badgers.
I think you're right.
And now here comes the official word.
After review, it was a completed pass. It will be 1st and 10 for Wisconsin. Play will resume after the media timeout.
$13-yard gain for the Badgers and a first down. We'll move it to the TCU 42-yard line now.
Tough call there. And a tough break for TCU, having defended the play well. Here they go. First down from the 41.5 of TCU.
Aberderis goes wide to the right-hand side, and I backfield now. Monty Hall's behind it for Tolzien. Two tights in the package. And now Tolzien on play action to throw it. In the pocket with time, it breaks down. They sack him and get to him at the 48-yard line. Colin Jones will get credit for the sack for TCU. Back at the 48. As Tolzien held onto that football a while, John.
Well, and that's what you got to make this guy do with all those big animals in front of him that are blocking for him. You've got to make him hold the ball. Give a star, gold star, to the TCU secondary for making Tolzien hold it there, and the Frogs get a sack.
Frogs leading it here 14-10. 3:35 to play here in this first half. James White stands to the right of Tolzien. Second down and long now. 2nd and 17 to throw it up the middle. It is caught by the tight end Kendricks. Breaks out of a tackle as he takes it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Stanley Mapunga on the tackle. A gain of 4. And now 3rd down and long upcoming for Wisconsin. 3rd and 12.
Yeah, almost a little middle screen there. Tolzien just chunked it right in the middle. A lot of traffic there. Kendricks makes the catch. He's a big, strong tight end at 240, Brian. He plays more like 260. When he gets the football, he gets a lot of yards after the catch.
3 minutes to play in the half. Tolzien, the quarterback, with James White to his right. 2 wides to the left, make it 3. Tolzien looking that way with time in the pocket. Sets and fires. Caught at the 34, up to the 30 for a first down. David Gilreath takes it for first down yardage to the 30-yard line on Elisha Olabo, the freshman. And the Badgers move the chain after the gain of 14.
Frogs nearly make the play there, but Olabo gives Gilreath a little bit of room. That was Tolzien's 3rd choice. He had looked at 2 other receivers, and as he's getting that clock counting down in his head, he comes to Gilreath, and they convert again.
They've converted now a 3rd and 8, a 3rd and 13, and they're a 4th and 9 on this drive as well. Earlier as a handoff here comes to White running right to the 29-yard line. Give him 1 on the play to make it second down and 9. Cuba and Johnson on the tackle for the Frogs. That last play was the 3rd and 13, obviously, to convert that 3rd down. Previously in the drive, they converted, John, that 4th down and 9 on the fake punt.
Yeah, they've kept this drive alive with some critical plays, and maybe nothing bigger than that fake punt there.
Second down. John Clay is the running back here. This is the 12th play of the drive, and Tolzien is changing the formation. Moves Kendricks from left to right at tight end, brings a wide receiver in motion. High backfield. Tolzien gives to Clay up the middle. Tate Carter will hang on to it. Gain of just 1 on the play. 3rd down upcoming. 3rd and 7.
Boy, that's a great play by Tank Carter. A lot of change in there. You move the formation. You move the tight end from the left side to the right side. Then you got motion. Looked like they were going to do something a whole lot more fancy than that, but the play clock was inside of 6, and he had to go, and goes with the inside belly, and the Frogs were there.
Down to 1:04 to play in this first half. Frogs up 14-10. Wisconsin facing 3rd down and 7 at the TCU 27. Monty Ball stands to the right of Tolzien, the quarterback. Out of the gun, he'll work. 2 receivers left, one on the right-hand side. Blitz comes up the middle. They pick it up. He throws underneath. It's caught at the 20-yard line, shy of the first down. It'll bring up 4th down now. Lance Kendricks, the tight end, hauls it in. But with 38 seconds to play in the half, let's see what the Badgers elect to do here. 4th down and a foot.
Boy, it is just 4th and a foot. And T.J. Johnson had coverage there. That was a great throw by Tolzien. And it looks like Brett Bielema is going to elect to go with the field goal
Smart
as the
choice.
Clock is running with 18 seconds.
He's going to take the time, and smart decision here, I think, by Bielema. Down to 7 on the play clock. 37-yard effort. Philip Welch will attempt it. Wicksburg from the left hash. He's missed one this half. This one's high enough. It's long enough, and it is good. Wisconsin climbs within one of the Frogs as the first half comes to an end. The first half clock has run out here. Frogs had it just 1:30 seconds of the second quarter. But they'll take a 1-point lead into the locker room here at the Rose Bowl, leading it 14-13. Old Wisconsin is TCU. And John, I thought, you take the early punch from the Badgers, respond, and I thought for the most part, TCU controlled things after that.
Well, and TCU's done a really good job of making adjustments. The defense did a nice job, but they've been on the field way too much in this first half, Brian. You just mentioned 1:30 is all they had the ball of the second quarter, and they've got to make some adjustments.
Here's Jeff Williams with Gary Patterson now. It's brought to us by Southside Bank as Jeff Williams will visit with the head coach.
All right, Coach, early hit from them, but you guys seem to get your feet under you. What did you think of the first half?
We're ahead 14-13. We got to find a way to be ahead by the end of the game.
There you go, Gary Patterson, head coach of the Horned Frogs, leading it here, 14-13 on the Wisconsin Badgers. Halftime here at the 97th Rose Bowl. They lead it. Does TCU 14-13, and our halftime show starts next after this from our friends at Omni Hotels.
Hi, this is TCU offensive lineman Marcus Cannon, wishing you a happy new year from the Rose Bowl. Go Frogs.
Whiskey and Rye at the Omni Fort Worth Hotel is a great place to relax before and after the game. Happy hour specials and HD TVs at every angle. Support TCU by wearing purple on Fridays for an additional discount on food. Reserve your room for your next visit or come by just to watch the game. The Omni Fort Worth Hotel is at 1300 Houston Street in downtown Fort Worth. Whiskey and Rye is located on the corner of Houston and 12th Street. Visit OmniFortWorthHotel.com or call 817-535-6664 today.
TCU Energy Institute presents Frog Alley. Visit this fun family festival 2 hours before kickoff at every TCU home game. Bounce houses, live music, Frog Alley Pavilion presented by Eagle Marine, TCU Band, and cheerleaders. Don't miss the TCU Energy Institute display and learn all about alternative energy.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack knocked over a candlestick onto the shag carpeting, and his pants ignited into flames, causing him to stop, drop, and roll. Luckily, Jack recently had Geico help him with renter's insurance, because all his belongings went up in flames. Jack got full replacement and now has new pants he ordered from Banana Republic. Visit geico.com and see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
Tarrant Concrete has been serving Tarrant and surrounding counties for more than 40 years. They're family-owned and operated and dedicated to providing exceptional service and the highest quality ready-mix concrete to their customers.
Radiology Associates at the Half continues in 1 minute on the TCU Sports Network from IMG College.
Health South Rehabilitation Hospital of Fort Worth is the area's leading provider in rehabilitation services. Our physicians utilize the most innovative rehab techniques and technology to deliver unsurpassed outcomes to those in need of rehab services. Our highly skilled therapists, nurses, and doctors are here to help you regain your life and return home. With 2 convenient locations in Fort Worth, our hospitals stand ready to assist 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When faced with a choice for rehab care, choose well. Choose Health South Fort Worth. Call 817-370-4760.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a rolling stone gather no moss? no moss. You're going to have to trust me on this one.
Switch to Geico now and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. For a free rate quote, visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
It's halftime on the TCU Sports Network from IMG College. And time for the Radiology Associates halftime report. Now to the Bud Light Studios and Drew Brannion.
Well, TCU leading at the half of the 2011 Rose Bowl 14-13 over Wisconsin. Let's jump into a couple other bowl games going on today. There were 5 others, one of them coming up a little bit later on, 4 of them before. Before we get into that, we'll tell you about some breaking news in college football. Pitt has fired Mike Haywood. He was just hired a couple of weeks ago on December the 16th. He was arrested earlier in the week on domestic battery charges. Those got upgraded to felony battery in the presence of a minor. He was released from jail today, and Pitt, in turn, fired him. We move into bowl games going on around the country. The inaugural Ticket City Bowl in Dallas. They were playing in the Cotton Bowl today. Northwestern hadn't won a bowl game since 1949. And that streak continues as Texas Tech finishes the season 8-5 with a 45-38 victory over the Wildcats, piling up 551 yards of total offense. Taylor Potts went 43 of 56 through the air, 369 yards and 4 touchdowns. Also on the ground, Eric Stevens had 126 yards and a touchdown for the Red Raiders there as well. The Outback Bowl in Tampa, Florida marked the last game of the Urban Meyer era, officially this time, as Florida came away with a 37-24 victory over Penn State, even though the Nittany Lions outgained Florida 350 yards to 280. But a big reason for that, Penn State quarterback Matt McGloin, 5 interceptions on the day as he went 17 out of 42 for 210 yards as well. Capital One Bowl matched up number 16 Alabama, number 9 Michigan State.
Now first and goal from 6 yards away. Here's the give. Ingram up the middle, finds a hole, fires forward. Touchdown, Alabama. Mark Ingram's second touchdown of the day.
That was Eli Gold from Learfield Sports. The Tide rolled today 49-7 over Michigan State. Mark Ingram and Eddie Lacy each had 2 rushing touchdowns. How about the Alabama offense, though, piling up 546 yards. The defense limiting Michigan State to 171 yards, including negative 48 on the ground. We move on to the Progressive Gator Bowl. Michigan, in what could have been the last game in the Rich Rod era, taking on Mississippi State.
Standard eye in the backfield with the wing back set to the right. Now they reset the wing back from right back to left. And on the option play, it's Ralph into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, he had the option, and he chose to take it himself. A 1-yard touchdown run.
That call courtesy of Learfield Sports as the Bulldogs rolled 52-14 over the Wolverines today. Mississippi State outscored Michigan 42-0 from the second quarter on. Chris Ralph, who you just heard, 18 of 23, 281 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, also added a touchdown and 39 yards rushing on the ground. One other game coming up later on tonight at 7:30, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl from Arizona. The Oklahoma Sooners winning the Big 12 get the right to take on UConn, who won the Big East. Here's head coach Bob Stoops.
So again, they're really playing well, and a very good and solid football team, and a well-coached football team. So it'll be a challenge, like they always are. Anytime you're playing another champion of another conference, those are tough games. And so far, we've had a good few days of practice.
Oklahoma has lost its last five BCS appearances, be a matchup of the ground and the air today. Jordan Todman, running back for UConn, 1,500 yards on the ground this season, and Landry Jones of Oklahoma leads the nation's third-best passing attack at 351 yards per contest. TCU leads by 1 at the half over Wisconsin in the 2011 Rose Bowl. We have our first half highlights coming your way after this from Texas Health Resources.
Brain surgery through the nose. Heart valve surgery through microscopic openings in the ribs. Robotic spleen surgery through tiny incisions in the abdomen. Texas Health Resources is at the forefront of so many remarkable minimally invasive surgeries because there's less scarring, less pain, and faster recovery. Isn't it amazing how cutting edge means very little cutting at all? minimally invasive surgeries, how Texas Health hospitals are making healthcare human again. To learn more, visit texashealth.org/cutting edge.
What does it mean when you hear largest or number one? Well, when you're talking about Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep dealers, there's only one largest, only one number one. Metter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. We're the largest volume dealer with the biggest selection of new 2010 vehicles in all North Texas. Metter also has the all-new 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee, an industry top safety pick. We sell more because we sell for less. Serving Fort Worth for over 50 years. Metter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. We do it better at Metter.
Visit Cooper's Old Time Pit Barbecue and discover what everyone's talking about. Just a stone's throw away from Billy Bob's Texas and the Fort Worth Stockyards. Cooper's Old Time Pit Barbecue.
This is the TCU Sports Network from IMG College.
At BBVA Compass, we know sports fans are different. There's the foam-fingered screamer, the painted face screamer, and of course, the streaking screamer. That's why we created Build-to-Order Free Checking, a different kind of account tailored to fit you. And now with Horned Frog Banking, you can get a check card and checks with team photos and logos. Build-to-Order Free Checking. That's banking built for Horned Frog fans, even the streaking ones. Only at BBVA Compass. BBVA Compass is a trade name of Compass Bank, a member of the BBVA Group. Compass Bank member FDIC.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do mimes make even less sense when you can't see them?
The mime is stuck inside a giant invisible box. Now he's drawing an imaginary door. And now he's opening his imaginary door. And the imaginary door just shut on his fingers. Now he's doing an imaginary cry.
Switch to Geico now and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. For a free rate quote, visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
Down line.
Back in the Rose Bowl, John Denton along with Brian Estridge and the rest of our TCU network crew as the Frogs with a 14-13 lead here at the half. Let's listen to some of our highlights and tell you how we got to this 14-13 halftime score. The Frogs won the toss, deferred to the second half here at the Rose Bowl, and Wisconsin took the ball right away. Hit a big play right off the bat with a 40-yard run and then drove down to the TCU 13-yard line. Philip Welch hit a 30-yard field goal as the Frog defense held, and Wisconsin was up 3-0 with 10:39 left. Then the Frogs get their first shot with the football. Start from their own 21-yard line. Run 10 plays to cover 77 yards. Andy Dalton goes deep down the middle to Bart Johnson.
Out of the gun, 4-down lineman for Wisconsin. Pumps left, does Dalton, now throws it up the middle of the field. Bart Johnson, touchdown, TCU! Bart Johnson with a 23-yard touchdown catch. That gives Bart a catch in 35 straight games as he'll close out his career here today. Ross Evans' kick was good. That made it 7-3 TCU over Wisconsin with 6:15 left in the first quarter. By the way, the Frogs scored 9 times on opening drives this year, 8 of those touchdowns. And then Wisconsin, on their second possession, grinded out. Man, they've got a running game. They run 6 plays to cover 67 yards. John Clay takes it the last one. Tolzien under center, going to turn, give it to Clay. Running left-hand side, stretching it out, leading out, finds the end zone of the Badgers score now. John Clay with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. Philip Welch's kick made it 10-7. Wisconsin with 3:14 left in the quarter, but the Frogs go to work right away. Take just 2:31 before Andy Dalton finds the end zone from 4 yards out. Dalton out of the gun. He'll turn, going to keep running left, trying to find the edge. Dalton will score! Touchdown TCU! Dalton with the 4-yard touchdown run, now 21 rushing touchdowns, and Ross Evans' kick made it 14-10 TCU over Wisconsin as we head to the second quarter, a quarter that saw the Frogs run just 3 plays. The Frogs go 3 and out on their only possession of the second quarter. Meanwhile, Wisconsin runs 12 plays, drives 55 yards. Philip Welch misses his first field goal in 10 tries, a 39-yarder that's no good. That drive took up 7:02 of the quarter, and then the Frogs punt it back to Wisconsin, and then they run a 7:04 long drive, 13 plays, 48 yards. This one a Philip Welch field goal that's good at the halftime gun, and that made the score 14-13 TCU, and that's where we are
right now. We're taking a quick look at the stats, and the main one being time of possession. Wisconsin have the football 21 minutes and 28 seconds of the first half. The Frogs with it just 8:32. That's got to change. That defense for TCU has got to figure out a way to get off the field. But the Frogs lead here at the half of the 2011 Rose Bowl. It's the 97th. TCU 14, Wisconsin 13. More from Pasadena after this from the Bank of Texas. Bring the pressure, and Brian, I like the way the Frogs brought pressure in the second quarter on Scott Tolzien. I look for more of that from Gary Patterson in the second half.
TCU to receive the football to start the second half. Phillip Welch to kick it left to right. Curley and McCoy are back deep for the Frogs and lead it by one. It's a high, short kick. It's going to be taken by an up back at the 24-yard line. That's Shivers, who's ridden down immediately to the 29-yard line. Luke Shivers grabs it for the Frogs, but still pretty good field position for TCU to start this second half. They'll do it from the 29-yard line. That offense for the Frogs had the football for just over a minute of that second quarter, John. Just over 8 minutes in the first half, but they lead it 14-13. Marcus Cannon, Kyle Dooley, Jake Kirkpatrick, Josh Vernon, and Zach Roth across the front. The five for the Frogs at offensive line. Andy Dalton, the quarterback, will bring him out. Two receivers to the left-hand side, one to the right now. First down and 10. For the Frogs as they operate from the 29-yard line. Ed Wesley in the backfield stands to the right of Dalton. This play whistled dead before it starts, and I think the Frogs left early. Evan Frosch may have been the one who jumped, the tight end.
Before the snap, false start, number 84 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
It was Evan Frosch. It'll be 1st and 15 to open this second half. 14:57 to play. We're just starting the second with the Frogs up 14-13.
Yeah, Evan Frost a little jumpy there. They changed the personnel, put Hicks in, and they put Matthew Tucker in the game.
Yep, Tucker and Ed Wesley in that backfield, that inverted wishbone for the Frogs. Andy Dalton out of the shotgun, he works. 10 on the play clock. Whitehouse to either side. Here's Dalton, gives right-hand side. Up to the 26-yard line on the carry. Mike Taylor on the tackle. And that was Jeremy Curley on the carry for the Frogs. Gets just a couple out of it.
Yeah, trying to go around the right end, Brian, and I'm all for that. Go laterally, work the option game. I think in the second half, critical for TCU to figure out a run game, however you make it work.
Second down now, 2nd and 14. They go with 5 wides, 3 to the left, 2 to the right-hand side. Dalton out of the shotgun to throw it here on 2nd and 14. Blitz comes, fires it deep right side. Curley was pushed down, and that'll be a flag. Penalty marker here. Devin Smith was in coverage on Curley. He pushed him away from the football, and the Frogs will get a break here. And Andy Dalton took a shot as he let go of it, by the way.
Yeah, he held the ball as long as he could. And the officials are talking it over. That ball was well overthrown, but Curley was thrown to the ground.
Pass interference, number 10 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That gets the Frogs out of a 2nd and 13 jam there.
Boy, that's a new tank of gas for this TCU offense here early in the second half, and they need it, Brian. That's going to move the line of scrimmage. After they walk it up, that'll move it all the way up around the 40-yard line. But more importantly, as you said, a new set of downs.
Yep. Brett Bielema says that was an uncatchable football. Officials are having none of that. Brett Bielema is a bachelor. Iowa grad, has a Hawkeye tattoo on his ankle, and owns a Rose Bowl ring, but he doesn't pull it out, John, because they lost that game to the Hawkeyes. First down and 10. Here's Ed Wesley standing to the right of Dalton. 2 receivers to the left-hand side. This time Wesley bottled up, tries to bounce it outside, and the Badgers pursue nicely to wrap him up at the line of scrimmage. Blake Sorensen will get credit that time for Wisconsin.
Yeah, trying to bounce it, just go off tackle, and he had to bounce it outside. And Wisconsin does a nice job, Brian, of stringing things out. That's just the second run by a back today for TCU, and you got to get those numbers up here in the second half. 2nd
and 9 now. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left-hand side. Frogs will go with 5 wide, and Dalton out of the gun. On 2nd down and 9, he'll work. Andy, 4-down lineman comes. Dumps it underneath. It's caught by Wesley across midfield. Breaking tackles. And down the left-hand side. Needs a block. Tries to cut back and slide down to the 25-yard line. Aaron Henry finally wraps him up. 33-yard gain that time. 1st and 10, TCU.
Ed Wesley just comes out of the backfield, sneaks off the left side of the formation, Brian. And it's not a great throw. It's down around his knees. But he beats Mike Taylor. Mike Taylor, that linebacker that lacks a little bit of speed. And Ed Wesley rambles all the way down to the Wisconsin 25-yard line.
1st and 10 now for the Frogs at the 25 of the Badgers. Dalton out of the gun with Tucker behind him. 2 receivers right. And Andy out of the pistol now, as Tucker lines up directly behind Dalton at the 25-yard line of Wisconsin. Here's Andy to throw it, looking right, flipping it out, caught inside the 20-yard line. Jimmy Young knifes through a couple of tacklers to get the first down to the 14-yard line of Wisconsin. Jay Valai out of Colleyville Heritage and Antonio Finellis were there, but he'll get the first down to the 13 officially.
Yeah, big, strong wide receiver Jimmy Young, little shake and bake move, then he just ducks his head and splits the 2 defenders. He's got 4 catches for 47 yards on the day.
1st and 10 of the Wisconsin 13-yard line for this Frog offense. 2 receivers to the left. Matthew Tucker stands behind Dalton in the pistol formation. This time Dalton's going to give it to Tucker up the middle. 10, 5, 3, 2-yard line. Another first down. 1st and goal for the Frogs at the Wisconsin 2. Comer St. Jean finally wraps him up.
There's a power play you need right there. That's Tucker's first run of the day, Brian. You remember he ripped off a nice run like that of 9 yards last year in the Fiesta Bowl, and we didn't see any more of it. Now you've got back-to-back 12 yards play for TCU. They're at the 1.
We're going to officially call it the 1, as John mentioned. Full house backfield for Dalton, 2 tights in it. He's going to turn, fake it to the fullback. Did he give it to him? He does. Shivers in. Touchdown. Luke Shivers scores from a yard out. And the Frogs now go up on Wisconsin 20-13.
And maybe the best part of that is you're off to a hot start in the second half, Brian, but you did it with the run game. That time Frogs just jammed it right up the middle. And Luke Shivers with another touchdown now, his 5th of the year.
Ross Evans out for the PAT. Johnson to hold a good snap from Shelley. The kick from Ross Evans is up, and it is good. Frogs start the second half just like the first. Opening drive results in 7. 21-13. TCU leading it here on the Wisconsin Badgers in the second half.
The problem is all of the rain this area received, and as the afternoon goes on and we get toward night, the humidity is starting to rise out, the moisture in the grass starting to rise up. But part of the problem early on was that some of the guys getting taped up before the game taped over some of those cleats. They've got the maximum length and the maximum allowable number of cleats, but some of them had taped over some of those cleats, and they weren't getting the traction they needed to.
All right, so the change made here for the second half as Kevin Sharp will set to kick it off. David Gilreath is back deep along with Jared Abradaris now for Wisconsin. This one's going to bounce to Gilreath, who bobbles it at the 8-yard line. Picks it up late at the 10 he is, and is shot down there. Frogs knock him down to the 10. Alonzo Adams is there for TCU. And then a late flag comes in. The Badgers will have it at the 10-yard line, but let's wait and see what this penalty's all about. The penalty is at the 15-yard line.
Maybe a push in the back.
Yeah, TCU says it's against Wisconsin. Let's see.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 17 on the receiving team. A penalty half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10.
That'll back him up to the 5-yard line. A.J. Fenton was a guilty party for Wisconsin, and there's a timeout of the field. 11:49 to play. Frogs lead at 21-13, and they've got the Badgers bottled up. Frogs have pinned them deep here.
Well, you can't get too emotional now. You've got to play technique. You've got to play your keys. You can't give up a big play out of the hole right off the bat. Let's see what Wisconsin counters with.
First down and 10 now for the Badgers. They go with the I backfield behind them. Monty Ball, who had 101 yards in the half. Brady Young is the fullback in front of Monty Ball. Tolzien under center is going to turn and give it a ball. Running left-hand side. He's got running room. Shoots it up across the 9 to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the first down carry. Tyler Luttrell on the tackle as the Frogs were in that bulldog formation. And what they do defensively there is they'll take a corner off the field. It's Jason Teague. He comes back on the field now. And so essentially you had 4 safeties at one point, John.
Yeah, and you're jamming 7 and 8 guys right around the line of scrimmage. The problem is you've got so much mass up front for Wisconsin, you can't give Ball a chance to pick his spot.
2nd and 5, wide outside the side. Ball remains in there. The 10-yard line of the Badgers. Tolzien gives the ball on the cutback. He'll take it and take it across the 15 for the first down. His own second effort. He'll get it up to the 16-yard line, and Jason Teague has to come up to make the tackle. Good, strong running. Impressive back is Monty Ball, the sophomore, out of Wentzville, Missouri.
Yeah, he's kind of the middle guy of the three. You know, Clay's at 255, Monty Ball's at 236, but he's got some speed. White is their little speed guy, but he is impressive. Monty Ball has impressed today.
There was a stretch at the end of the Purdue game, beginning of the Indiana game. They ran it with Monty Ball 20 straight times over 2 games. Gets a carry here. This time the Frogs will bottle him up. Tank Carter gets it. He'll lose a yard on the play at the 15-yard line and make it 2nd down and 11 now.
And I tell you right now, Brian, if Wisconsin elects to go sideways with their run game, advantage TCU.
Yep.
TCU can fill the gaps and can get there with their speed. Where Wisconsin has had the advantage today is when they go straight ahead and just jackhammer with Monty Ball.
Kenny Kane is in at linebacker right now for Tank Carter. They go with a bulldog formation. Luttrell back out there. Correction, Teague is out there still. Tolzien to throw it. 2nd and 12 up the middle. It is caught by Toon. Toon hit hard as he goes down at the 30-yard line. He'll get the first down. Tanner Brock is there for the Frogs to hit him. And he gets it up to the 30-yard line and a first down now for Wisconsin after the pickup of 15. Tank Carter with a bit of a helmet issue. He's back out there now in place of Kenny Kane.
Boy, Colin Jones with a big hit on Toon, and he feels it. He went back to the huddle, rubbing that right arm. He took a shot, but nonetheless picks up the first down, and Wisconsin's out of a hole.
Yep, started at their own 5. They're up to their 30 now. Monty Ball, the offset eye behind Tolzien. Play action now for the quarterback with time. Throws it underneath, and it is caught. Teague went for the steal, but instead Toon comes up with the catch at the 48-yard line. Teague went ball that time. And just a little bit late arriving, and Nick Toons picked up another first down after the gain of 18 here.
Yeah, Toon was on the left side of the formation, Brian. He goes all the way across the field to the right. Jason Teague had to chase him and went for the knockdown and didn't get it. And Toon, with back-to-back catches now, is helping Tolzien's percentage.
Yeah, he started this game 4 of 9. He's completed 6 straight now as Scott Tolzien. Monty Ball behind him, 2 receivers to the left. Under center as Tolzien. 1st and 10 now at the 47-yard line. Handoff comes to Ball, trying to cut it back, hurdling a couple of tacklers, trying to take it outside, but good pursuit by the Frogs to bottle him up. Jason Teague will get credit for the stop as he takes it across midfield, though, to the Frog 49-yard line.
Well, that's a big one-on-one tackle there. Just got him by the ankles and brought him down. Picked up 3, but he could have picked up a whole lot more if he gets by Teague.
8:45 to play, 3rd quarter. Frogs leading at 21-13 here on Wisconsin. 2nd down at 6 of the 49 of the Frogs. 2 receivers left, one to the right-hand side. James White now the lone setback. This is the kind of drive the Badgers love, too, just taking their time. Tight end to the right in the formation. They'll bring a receiver in motion, give it to White. Up the middle he goes, breaking a couple of tackles to the 41-yard line. He'll pick up 8 and a first down for the Badgers. Colin Jones on the stop.
Now, it's just a grind right now. That's right up the gut that time. That's an A-gap play, Brian, and that's where Wisconsin is really good. And this drive continues into TCU territory.
Greg McCoy out of the lineup right now at one of the corner spots. Teague remains in there. Correction, McCoy stays as well for the Frogs. Offset eye now. White outside the side for Tolzien. Play action to throw it again. Looking for Toon. One-on-one. He's beating his man. That's Greg McCoy in coverage. Toon can't hang it on. Late move by Greg McCoy to slap it away. Was one-on-one with Toon there. And McCoy wins that battle.
Boy, and we've seen Greg McCoy make that play again and again and again.
And John, I tell you, Greg McCoy wanted to come out of the game on the previous play. I was seeing him come off, but he ran back on because Elisha Olabode was not ready to be there. Fortunately for the Frogs, McCoy remained the veteran, able to slap it away from Toon.
Yeah, and able to close the gap with his speed and rip it out. That's a huge play right there on first down.
2nd and 10 now at the Frog 42. James White remains in there for Tolzien. 3 receivers bunched left. They'll give it to White. Running right inside the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. White will pick up 5. Second and 5.
They're so confident in that running game, Brian. They're able now on third down. They got 2nd and 10 to about a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. And they'll do anything. They can call the inside give, or they can throw it. They can do a lot of things here. This is a big play. Frogs need to stop.
On a drive that started at their own 5-yard line. It's the first time they've seen third down on it. Third down and 5. At the Frog 37-yard line. White remains in, standing to the right of Tolzien. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Pressured, hit, sacked! Outside the 45, Tate Carter gets there on Tolzien. The blitz comes, and the Frogs hold the Badgers.
That's a huge play right there, Brian, and it was a delayed blitz by Carter. They showed the edge blitz. Tolzien read it and then held the football, and here comes Tank Carter with his speed, and that is a mean hit right there.
Nortman set to punt it away. Curley stands on the 10-yard line of the Frogs. 4th down at 14. Nortman gets it away, looking for the corner. Curley signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 17-yard line. 4.2 on the hang time. Frog defense forces a punt. 27-yard effort that time for Nortman. Timeout on the field. 6:33 to play in the third. Frogs 20.
This is the countdown to kickoff, cooked up by the Railhead Smokehouse in Fort Worth. The best barbecue and coldest beer. On the web at railheadonline.com for all your catering needs.
6:33 to play in this third quarter. The Horned Frogs up 21-13 on Wisconsin. And they'll start this drive now at their own 18-yard line of the Wisconsin into the field. Ed Wesley will stand to the left of Andy Dalton and now moves behind him in the pistol formation. Wideouts go to either side. Frogs leading it here 21-13. Dalton changing the play. Communication a key down here. Down to 10 on the play clock. Dalton turns to Ed Wesley one more time. Out of the pistol, Dalton turn, give to Wesley, running left. Trying to take it outside. It does. Gets positive yardage across the 25 to the 26-yard line. We talked about the noise here at the Rose Bowl with Jake Kirkpatrick, the Frog center, and he talked about how key communication is with his quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to have to handle the noise. We're expected to be pretty loud. So, communication on the O-line is one of the most important things. But other than that, we're going to have to get Andy some time to throw the ball, to hand it off. We got to give them some room to work with because they're the one that makes the plays. They make us look good.
Well, Ed Wesley did that time for 9 yards. He made Mike Taylor, the linebacker, look bad. 2nd and 1. 2 receivers right again out of the pistol formation. This time, Andy's going to keep it, slide forward to about the 28-yard line. Close to the 28. David Gilbert on the tackle. I think he's going to be a yard shy. He is. 3rd down and 1 upcoming now for the Frogs.
Yeah, just slipped down just shy of the line to gain. You really just got to get the 28-yard line. It's 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1. TCU 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversions on the afternoon. Dalton, the quarterback, has an eye backfield behind him. They're Matthew Tucker and Ed Wesley. Tight end to the left-hand side. Dalton changing the play. Play clock is at 5. Receivers to the right. 3. Dalton under center. 1. Handoff left. Running room. Wesley. Oh, great open field tackle. And it's going to depend upon the spot. Jay Valai with the big hit on the TCU running back, but he gets the first down. Well, Valai's a hitter, John, out of Euless, played at Colleyville Heritage. He's one of 4 Texans in that defensive 2-deep on the back end.
Yeah, but he just couldn't get there fast enough. Ed Wesley got to the hole and got the first down. That's a huge conversion right there.
1st and 10 for the Frogs now. They're on 29-yard line. Dalton's going to go with 5 lines. 3 left, 2 right. Wayman James in the backfield, and now penalty marker comes in. And this may be a formation issue, as Jimmy Young had turned to the official to ask, I think that's gone, if he was on the line of scrimmage or not. And let's see.
Before the snap, number 88 in the neutral zone, lined up. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
I think his argument was, hey, I was asking you if I was on the line.
Yeah, and the line judge on the far side said, no, you're too far up and threw the flag instead of letting him know. Now he points at him again.
2 receivers right, 3 to the left-hand side for Dalton. Out of the shotgun. 1st and 15, TCU works. Ball's at their 25-yard line. Underneath, caught running room. Across the 40-yard line, up to the 44, goes Jeremy Curley. And another Frog first down. He was wide open, John. Out of the slot was Curley. Aaron Henry, the safety, up on the hit.
Yeah, soft coverage there. Wisconsin with 3 down linemen there in the nickel package, Brian, and something got messed up there as far as coverage goes. Somebody blew that. That was just a little slant route that was wide open. And you get Curley the ball in space, and good things are going to happen.
First down and 10 after the gain of 20. Wayman James in the backfield along with Matthew Tucker. Wide outside the side, tight end to the left. Dalton again taking his time under center. Andy delay handoff. Coming right with it is Wayman James trying to get to the edge. Hog-tied, stays on his feet, and James out of bounds to the 45. Line of scrimmage, that is all. Blake Sorensen in pursuit that time of James.
Yeah, he got about a yard.
Yeah, not much, though. Buffalo Brothers Pizza, Wing, and Subs, TCU's neighborhood hangout. The official home for the Jim Christian Coaches Show that cranks up, guess when? Thursday night at 6 o'clock. First TCU men's basketball coaches show. Frogs with a big game coming up Wednesday night, as a matter of fact. San Diego State in town.
One of the best in the country.
Yep, they'll have Rice tomorrow. Wayman James is that lone back. He'll leave the pistol formation from behind Dalton. Second down. Dalton looking left, sets, fires. It's caught by Young. Steps out of a tackle at midfield on his feet to the 45. And down close to another first down goes Jimmy Young. Blake Sorensen finally pushes him out of bounds. Gain of 11 for Jay White.
And major conversation going on right now between the corner, Niles Brinkley, and the free safety, Aaron Henry, over who's helping who there. That's just a great play. Great individual play by Jimmy Young, who spun down, put a hand down, did a pop-up, and got back up and got the first down without touching a knee to the ground.
3:10 to play. Frogs up 21-13. Inverted wishbone. James, Matthew Tucker in that backfield. Play action. Dalton to throw. It's got a man open. Oh, and it bounces off the face mask of Wayman James. That breaks a string of 6 straight completions. James was wide open. He has the best hands of any back out of the backfield. Dalton had a little much on that one, John, and threw it behind him, too.
Yeah, a little bit behind him. He still needed to make the play, though. Josh Boyce had run off the corner, Niles Brinkley, who was giving him a lot of room. Boyce had run a post pattern. It opened up that left flat. Wayman was wide open.
Second down at 10. They stay in that inverted wishbone. Wideouts go to either side. Dalton out of the gun with that inverted wishbone. Handoff going to come to Curley, running right. Hurdles a man as he takes it up to the 42-yard line of Wisconsin. Just a couple, and it's going to set up third and long now. 2:50 to play, third quarter. Frogs up 21-13.
And Brian, I'm just about to ask the question, and here he comes. J.J. Watt, you haven't called his name much. He just came into the game. Wonder if there's an issue with him from an injury standpoint. He's been invisible here early in the second half.
Third down now, 3rd and 7. He's lined up in right defensive end. Marcus Cannon, and he will go mano-a-mano. Out of the gun works Dalton. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Dalton out of the gun. He beat him. Did Watt rolling right as Dalton. It's going to be a hold on Cannon as the pass falls incomplete. This is going to be a hold on Marcus Cannon as he grabbed the jersey of Watt, trying to stop the defensive end. Now let's see what Bert Bielema does here.
Well, it was a spin move by J.J. Watt. Cannon went to, as Eddie Williams would say, sit down, get your feet underneath you. And his right leg went out from under him. He slipped.
Holding, number 61 on the offense. That penalty is declined. It'll be 4th down.
All right, so it's 4th down now. 4th and 7 at the 41-yard line. And Anson Kelton is out to punt it away. Back deep goes David Gilreath now for Wisconsin. Kelton to punt it. Shelley to snap it. 2:14 to play in this third quarter. Frogs up 21-13. Kelton looking to pin him deep. Shanked it off the side of his foot, but is still going to do the job. If the Frogs can keep it in, do they? I believe they did. Somehow, someway, they've kept it in the field of play. They'll pin Wisconsin at the 3-yard line. Malcolm Williams was there. Travaris Battle as well, and they keep it in the field of play to pin Wisconsin deep. 1st and 10 for the Badgers inside their 5. And we come back. 2:03 to play here in this third quarter. 21-13. TCU leading it here on Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl. And back we come after this word from our friends at Budweiser. This TCU Sports Network broadcast possible to millions of Texans here today from the Rose Bowl, the 97th Rose Bowl. Frogs up 21-13 with 2:03 to play in the third. Second drive of this second half for the Badgers, and they're 97 yards away. Their first drive began at their 5. This one starts at their 3. Monty Ball, the setback now, as Tolzien starts at the 3, under center. First down and 10. One receiver to the right-hand side. Tolzien, play action, going to roll right, got a man open down the middle of the field. He's hit as he lets go of it, and it's incomplete. Tolzien was leveled by Tanner Brock. And it's second down. He had plenty of time. Second down and 10. Checking along the TCU sidelines, John. We've seen some slipping by both teams in this ball game. Jeff Williams has more on that right now, Jeff.
Yeah, one other note, and this is not an equipment issue. This is a mistake made by a lot of players when the ground is a little bit wet in this thin, waxy grass. When they go to the outside, what they tend to do, and it's almost natural, is try to cut with that inside foot. When you do that, it's not going to hold. They've got to plant with their outside foot to hold their feet.
Second and 10 now. Eye backfield. Monty Ball dots it. Tolzien under center again. This time hands the ball up the middle. Across the 5. Second effort's going to get him to about the 7-yard line. 4 yards on the carry. 3rd and 6 upcoming. Alex Ebele, who did not start this game, Takarian Cuba did at safety for the Frogs on that tackle there. 3rd down and 6 upcoming.
And when you've got an offense and a running back that can do that, Brian, why are you trying to throw on first down? My point is maybe Wisconsin's getting out of their game plan a little bit. If they are, advantage Frogs. Frogs could use a stop right here.
1:27 to play. They are 4 of 10 on third downs. 21-13 Frogs lead. Monty Ball, the lone setback. 2 receivers right. One to the left-hand side. Everderis moves in motion across the formation. Tolzien hands the ball, running left, turns it up, dives forward, fumbled the ball. Tank Carter picked it up. They're going to rule him down, though. And he may be short of the first down here. Let's see.
Boy, it is
fourth
about
down.
The 12.5-yard line. He is a half yard short. And the Frogs have forced a 3 and out. And at a very timely point in the game, Brian.
Now Nortman is out to punt it away with 38 seconds to play in this third. And the Frogs up 21-13. Curley stands back at the 42-yard line. Snap it back to Nortman. Takes his time, gets a good one away, turns over for it. Curley underneath it, fair catch made. 38-yard line, 4.7 on the hang time. 50-yard punt when they needed it most. Time out of the field, 20 seconds to play in the third quarter. Frogs 21, Wisconsin 13. Back after this local timeout on the TCU Sports Network from IMG. Cuts will take over now at their own 38-yard line, leading at 21-13. 94,118 here today. Not bad.
Not a bad little get-together.
Exactly. Nice little New Year's Day party. Wayman James, the setback, stands behind Andy Dalton in this pistol formation. 2 receivers come to the left-hand side from Dalton. At the 38-yard line, here comes that option short side. Pitch it back to James, turns a corner, 40, hurdles a man, 45, and out of bounds. Post to midfield goes Wayman James. And let's see where they spot this football. He took a shot as he goes out of bounds, pops up. Picks up 12 yards and a Frog first down. There's the option, John. We thought we might see a little bit of that here in the second half. Blake Sorensen gets credit for the tackle.
Well, we were talking at the half. The Frogs had to get something going with the run game, Brian, however it came. And boy, the Frogs there go to the right and really do a great job blocking that, picking up 12 yards on that option play, and we go to the 4th.
How about that? Pretty good way to end the third quarter for the Frogs as they get set for this 4th quarter of play. TCU up 21-13 here on Wisconsin. And John, please welcome to the booth Stan O'Neill, Leanne Capel from Legacy Texas Bank. They've been the broadcast partner of the Gary Patterson Show for the last several years. Glad you guys made it here to Pasadena. It has been a terrific partnership over the last couple of years, hasn't it? Chip now with Legacy Texas Bank and TCU and that Gary Patterson Show on Thursday nights live at the Railhead. Always a lot of fun here as we get ready for the start of the 4th quarter. The Frogs leading it 21-13 on Wisconsin. And you look at through 3 quarters, the Frogs have run it for 74, thrown it for 186. That's 260 total yards, 15 first downs. Wisconsin's running for 153, 139 through the air, 292 yards, and 15 first downs. Numbers from Northwestern Mutual. Here's Dalton to throw it. Slot caught by Curley. Across the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. Wisconsin goes Jeremy Curley. A gain of 13 as Niles Brinkley hauls him in.
Wisconsin in cover 2, Brian. They've got the safeties about 14 yards off the line of scrimmage. There are those little bubbles or pockets, if you will, where Jeremy Curley just has to come out and run about 8 yards and just turn around. And there's no defender within 5 yards of him. They are giving TCU a lot of room to work right now.
First down and 10 now at the 38-yard line of the Badgers. 14:33 to play. Matthew Tucker, Wayman James, and that inverted wishbone, along with Jeremy Curley. 2 wides in the package, and a penalty marker here again before the play gets off. Let's see what this is all about.
Well, there was 5 on the play clock, so it's not delay.
Before the snap, false start, number 61 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's Marcus Cannon, the left tackle.
Well, here late in this game, Brian, you got to maintain your composure. You got to know the snap count. 5 yards is a big deal at this point in the game. You need to keep this drive alive. You're in an 8-point game right now.
First down and 15. 5 wides, 2 right, 3 to the left-hand side. Frogs working left to right across your dial. Dalton out of the shotgun, looking quickly again, throws it, and it's incomplete. He was looking Jimmy Young's way, threw it to his back shoulder, unable to come up with it. In coverage that time was Antonio Fenelus, a junior out of Boca Raton, Florida.
Well, ball right on the money, but just a little behind Jimmy, as you said. He slid as he tried to make the adjustment to the ball.
Tucker in the backfield. In that pistol formation behind Dalton. Big second down already now. 2nd and 15. Play clock's at 10. Wide outside the side. 2 tights in the package now for Dalton in the pistol. 2nd and 15. Option pitch to Tucker. Running left. Pursued nicely. And there's Watt to make the tackle. J.J. Watt at the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long now.
Yeah, trying to go to the short side that time. The left side. And Watt, big, angular, and ability to get out there, string the play out, and make the play on Tucker before he could get ahead of steam.
3rd and 14 for the Frogs. They'll go 4 wides. 2 to either side in bunches. Wayman James to the right of Dalton. 3rd and 14. James leaves the backfield. 3 down linemen come for Wisconsin. Dalton pressured, steps up, sets, fires in traffic, incomplete. Almost picked off. Connor O'Neill had a hand on it for the Badgers. He was looking Bart Johnson's way.
Yeah, trying to go right across the middle to Bart Johnson. Good protection by the TCU line, but Andy had to get rid of it.
4th down, and the Frogs will be forced to punt it away to try to pin the Badgers deep here. 2 punts, 41-yard average for Anson Kelton. David Gilreath stands at the 10-yard line for the Badgers. Shelley snaps it to Kelton. Kelton gets it up in the air. Frogs pursue. Gilreath signals for the fair catch. Makes it right at the 10. 4.4 on the hang time. Anson Kelton does his job. Pins Wisconsin deep again. 33-yard punt with 13:13 to go. Frogs. Here they start this drive at their own 10-yard line. Officially the 11. And the Frogs leading at 21-13 here on Wisconsin.
Well, you got to tackle well. You know they're going to come at you with the run game, but you've got to be ready for a deep ball. Wisconsin needs to flip this field if they're going to get back in this one.
Badgers have it. 1st and 10. Nick Toon comes wide left. John Clay, their power back, is in as the I back behind Tolzien under center. They'll give it to Clay. Right up the middle he goes. Frogs will crash down on him as he takes it up to about the 15. To the 16 he goes, and a gain of 5 on 1st down. Colin Jones on the tackle, along with Tanner Brock for the Frogs.
Yeah, just straight away right there. Lead draw with the big guy, 255-pounder. Get ready for more of that.
Clock runs, 12:48 to go. Toon comes wide to the left now in this formation, along with David Gilreath. John Clay, the lone setback this time for Tolzien under center. Turn, and now the penalty marker here before they get started. May have been movement up front on the Badgers. Well, kudos, by the way, to the Frog faithful as we'll get this official call here.
Before the snap, false start, number 74 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. It'll be second down.
That's big John Moffitt, senior out of Guilford, Connecticut.
Yeah, the All-American.
Yep. Good player. You heard there the voice of Steve Shaw, a referee. It's an SEC officiating crew. Wisconsin now has been penalized 6 times in this game.
And basically, Wisconsin gives back the 5-yard gainer that they made on first down with the blast play to Clay.
2nd and 10. Clay remains in there. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right-hand side. Bring a man in motion across the formation. Now that's the fullback. And Clay will leave the backfield. Blitz comes. He eludes it. Does Tolzien. Pressured, tucks it under, and now he goes down at the 11-yard line. Tank Carter blew him up there. Line of scrimmage, that is all for Scott Tolzien.
And Colin Jones coming from the right brought the first pressure from the edge. And Clay was right there, but Jones, the former running back, makes a great play as Clay just kind of olays him. But then he moves forward and takes a shot as Tank Carter had a chance to line it up. And now, here's what you want, Brian, a 3rd and 10.
They are 4 of 11 on 3rd down. 0 for their last 3. Monty Ball to the right of Tolzien. Frogs changing their defense. Tank Carter calling it out. Tolzien out of the gun. Pressured from the edge. Steps up, fired it. It is caught. 22-yard line, first down. David Gilreath hauls it in, and a great throw there from Tolzien.
Yeah, Tolzien looking for him right in the middle of the field, and Gilreath seems to be the guy that if they've got to get yardage, he's the guy they go to. Runs a little squat route at the 20.5-yard line. Brian, he knew exactly where he had to be. That's an experienced wide receiver right there, the senior out of Minneapolis.
11:20 to play. The Horned Frogs leading at 21-13 here on Wisconsin. 2 tights in the package. Monty Ball, the lone setback now. Wide outside the side for Tolzien under center. Play action. He's going to throw. It's got man-on-man coverage down the right-hand side, and it's incomplete. And no call. Greg McCoy was there. David Gilreath was the intended target. And it's 2nd and 10 as Wisconsin takes their shot.
Yep, there was a little hand play there, but it was going both ways. Gilreath pushing, McCoy pushing. Main thing McCoy trying to do, stay on his feet. He had inside hip position, perfect coverage, and a nice job. And boy, Wisconsin takes a shot on first down. That's a great call if you're an offensive coordinator on first down. Love it.
Paul Christ, rumored for the job in Texas. Calling the shots here for this Wisconsin offense. Monty Ball, the lone setback. Tolzien's going to take the timeout. First timeout of the second half taken by the Badgers. 11:02 now to play in this game. 21-13. Frogs leading it here on Wisconsin, who faces 2nd and 10 when we come back after this from our friends at American Airlines.
We could represent the Big Ten in a matchup like this, and like a great stadium and a great bowl that has great tradition.
Well, it has lived up to the expectations of these fans. 94,000 plus in attendance here for this one. And the Badgers facing 2nd and 10 now from their 22-yard line. Tolzien under center, has Monty Ball behind him. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right-hand side, and Tolzien to throw it. Pressured from the edge, steps up, throws it underneath, and it's dropped. At the 26-yard line, he was looking Lance Kendricks' way, the tight end. T.J. Johnson was in coverage, and it's 3rd and long now for Wisconsin.
Lance Kendricks just runs a squat route, Brian. He's just standing there waiting for the football, and T.J. Johnson times it perfectly. Drills him right in the 8 on his white jersey. And now here's a 3rd down again, and boy, has Wisconsin been great on 3rd downs.
3rd down and 10. They've converted a 3rd and 8, 10, 13 already in this game. They face 3rd and 10 again here. Frogs going to blitz from the edge. Carter's picked up, pressures him, slided down, slipped down by Wayne Daniels. Tolzien was looking left. Daniels got his hand up and knocked it away. It's 4th and 10, and Wisconsin will be forced to punt.
Boy, Wayne Daniels doing a great job pushing Gabe Karimi, the All-American, back, got his hands up, and knocked it down with a right paw. The All-American makes a big play on 3rd down.
Now it's Jeremy Curley's turn with 10:52 to play. Nortman to punt it to him. 21-13. Frogs leading it here on Wisconsin in the 4th quarter of the Rose Bowl. Nortman gets the snap and the punt away. It's a good one. High spiraling punt. Curley, fair catch signal for and made at the 30-yard line. That's where the Frog offense will have it when we come back. 4.9 on the hang time. Nortman does his job. 48-yard punt. Frogs 1st and 10. It's up 21-13 on Wisconsin. The Frogs have enjoyed the week here in California. Disneyland, Lowry's Beef Bowl, things like that. When we're back home, though, check out worthgoing.com. That's the website to find out everything that's going on in the Metroplex, and especially in Fort Worth. Worthgoing.com. Your ticket to Greater Fort Worth Arts and Entertainment. Dalton out of the pistol formation. Has Tucker behind him on first down. Dalton's going to keep it, looking for running room. Not a lot there. Thrown down for a loss of the 27-yard line. Loses 3 on the play as Comer St. Jean on the tackle.
Yeah, nice job there. He's playing the run all the way. Read that zone read play and threw Andy Dalton for a loss of 3. Good job by Andy just to get down. You don't want to be turning over the football right now. You need to grind it out, get a first down here, keep the clock running.
Second down, 2nd and 13. He carried it 7 times in the first quarter to start the Frogs off to Dalton. 5 wides, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun, he'll work. 2nd and 13. Slant caught by Curley, leaning forward to the 32-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. Ethan Hemmer on the tackle, but it's going to bring up now 3rd down and long, 3rd and 7.
Good play there. Just find the open space, find Curley, little wide receiver screen. You've got the wide side of the field to the near side here, Brian. Let's see if the Frogs go to the option game to the wide side, or if they go to the short side.
Frogs 4 of 7 on 3rd down. Made just one of their last 4. Wayman James is in to the right of Dalton. 4 wides, 2 to either side in a bunch. 3rd down and 7. Dalton with time. Sets, fires, caught. First down. Across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Jeremy Curley for 13 yards and a Frog first down. That's the 6th catch of the day for Curley.
Yeah, doing a great job there. Just runs a route, runs it hard, runs the defender off, and then just breaks it off right at the point that he needed for the first down. That's a huge conversion for TCU. Clock runs, 9:09 left.
Checking along the TCU sidelines after this play. First down and 10 here. Tucker in the pistol formation with Dalton. 2 receivers left. 2 tights in the package now out of the gun. Dalton takes the snap, looks, gives to Tucker. Running up the middle, Matthew tiptoes to about the 48. Give him 3 on the carry. Ethan Hemmer on the tackle. For Charter Bundle, let's check it along the TCU sidelines to Jeff Williams.
That 3rd down conversion, the kind of thing that will heat things up here on the sidelines. We started out, though, at about 60 degrees, 59, 60 degrees when the game started. But the sun is now settled behind the San Gabriel Mountains. We're already down in just a matter of about 20 minutes down to 52 degrees. And before this thing is said and done in the next 45 minutes, we may be down well into the 40s. It's a one down here on the sideline.
2nd down and 7. There's still 10 on the play clock. 8:23 to go. Out of the pistol, Dalton works with Tucker behind him. 2 receivers to the left-hand side. 2nd and 7. With 5 on the play clock, Dalton to throw it. To the outside he goes to Antoine Hicks, who makes a grab at the 48-yard line. Be about 3 yards shy of the first down. 3rd down and 3 upcoming. That visit, by the way, with Jeff Williams, brought to us by Charter Bundle. Switch to the Charter Bundle. Get Charter TV and digital with on-demand internet and phone service. 1-888-GET-CHARTER.
Yeah, what you're watching right now is an experienced quarterback. Andy Dalton looked at that defense, saw that they were giving him the soft coverage over on the left side, and just went to Hicks for the easy one. Here's another big 3rd.
Under 8 minutes to play. 3rd down and 3. Play clock's at 10. And Dalton under center this time. Got Matthew Tucker and Luke Shivers behind him. 1 wide out to the right. It's Josh Boyce. Let's see if we see the option here. Nope, they're going to throw the slant. It's batted up in the air and down. Dalton was looking Boyce's way on the slant on 3rd and 3. And Nzegwu knocked it down. It'll bring up 4th down and 3 now at the 48 of the Badgers.
Yep, trying to go to the slant on the near side. You had soft coverage. Boyce was there. If the ball gets there, it's a first down. But Nzegwu gets a hand up and knocks it away. These defensive ends on both teams making themselves felt here in the 4th quarter.
Now Kelton to punt it away again. David Gilreath stands back at the 10-yard line for the Badgers. Kelton gets it away. Trying to keep it in the field of play. It's an ugly punt that Gilreath will grab at the 16. Takes it up across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. 3.4 on the hang time. 32-yard punt. 5-yard return. Time out of the field. 7:30.
He's done a great job in the half so far. As you mentioned, Wisconsin at the 22-yard line. Their previous starting field position was the 5, the 3, and the 10.
1st and 10 here now for the Panthers. Scott Tolzien, the quarterback. His team down by 8 to the Frogs. 21-13 here in the 97th Rose Bowl. John Clay, they'll bring in the power pack here. Stands behind Tolzien. They'll shift the two tight ends from left to right of the formation. Wideouts to either side. They work right to left across your dial. Kendricks in motion. Hand to Clay. Running right. Breaks across the line of scrimmage and will take it across the 30, 35, and up to the 37-yard line. Clay picks up 14 on the first down carry. They just load it up, John, and run behind that right side. Greg McCoy saves the touchdown.
Yeah, you got two tight ends. You got a tight end and a wing to the right, and then they bring Kendrick over, and he dances back and forth, A gap, B gap, and they just load it up and bring it. Go off the right tackle or the right end there, and they're going to try to muscle TCU right now.
Clay is a big, powerful back. Remains in there. Two receivers to the left-hand side now for Tolzien. They'll give it to Clay again up the middle. And again, running room. Breaking tackles into the open space. He goes inside the 35-yard line of TCU. Goes big John Clay. T.J. Johnson finally hauls him down.
Going back to what they do best, we talked about it. Whenever they go sideways, that's advantage TCU. But they've ripped off two big dive plays in a row. And the field's been flipped. And now they're at the 33-yard line. Those big plays on run plays hurt the most.
First down and 10 after the 30-yard gain. He looks like Ron Dane running the football, John. First down and 10, a former Badger great. Monty Ball is in the lineup now. Right outside the side. He's the running back behind Tolzien. Two tights in the formation, and Tolzien's going to have to take his second timeout of the half. He'll have one left as the play clock was down to 2. He takes a timeout. We'll do it with him. 6:31 to play. Frogs up 21-13 on the Badgers. Back we come to Pasadena after this from our friends at Metrodon.
About to run up against the play clock. That's 2 timeouts burned here by Wisconsin. They only have one. Let's see if that comes back to haunt them.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line of the Frogs now. Right outside the side. Monty Ball, the lone setback now. For Tolzien, he'll bring Kendricks a tight end to the right. First and 10. Man in motion across the formation. Pitch it out. Right-hand side Ball. Running with it. Breaks one tackle. Wayne Daniels here to wrap him up at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by the defensive end.
Yeah, you might as well burn it down there, Brian, if you're going to go sideways if you're Wisconsin. I still don't understand it. I guess they're trying to set something up or keep TCU honest. But it's straight ahead for Wisconsin right now.
Checking along the TCU sidelines for CelebrationEventRental.com. Jeff Williams.
At halftime, Gary Patterson pointed out, went over that exact same play, and you could see TCU was ready for it, but he went over that exact call.
Yeah, Wayne Daniels pursued it from one end to the other. Second and 10. Monty Ball, the lone setback again. Tolzien hands it to him on the cutback. Monty Ball this time to the 30-yard line. Give him 3 on the carry, and it's now 3rd down and 7 upcoming. Alex Ibule on the tackle.
Yeah, great job there of gang tackling by TCU. Got to play tough here, and question is, it's 3rd down, but should the Frogs hold? Is this 4-down territory for Wisconsin?
May well be, with 5:25 to go, trailing TCU by 8, and with 1 timeout remaining for the Badgers. Monty Ball to the right of Tolzien. 3rd down now. 3rd and 6 officially at the Frog 29. Carter comes on a late blitz. Tolzien able to get it off. It is caught. Breaking a tackle for the first down inside the 20 to the 19, and a penalty marker comes in late here. This may be a hold. This may be a hold on Wisconsin.
I think you got
a 10-yard gain.
I think you got a block in the back on Gilreath.
He did get the first down. Did Lance Kendricks. He took it inside the 20-yard line. But let's see what the penalty is.
There was no foul on the play, no block in the back.
Wow.
That's a tough one right there. Gary Patterson's got his arms outstretched. See if we can look on the replay and see it. It's over in the left flat.
First down and 10. You know what? I'm not so sure he hit him, John. Looking at the replay. Wide out to either side. It may have been the good call. John Clay, the lone setback now behind Tolzien. 1st and 10 of the 19 of the Frogs now. The power back is in there, and he'll get the call. Up the middle he goes, down to the 15-yard line, close to the Frog 14. John Clay picks up 4. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Colin Jones on the tackle. Clock runs 4:35 to play.
Yep, 5 yards right there on first down. And this is gut check time here. This is power football right here.
Frogs lead at 21-13 here on Wisconsin. An 8-point lead with 4:20 to go.
If I'm Paul Chryst for the offensive coordinator for Wisconsin, I'm sticking with one thing right now.
And it's John Clay who's lined up behind Tolzien. Under center, 2 receivers right. Tolzien gives to Clay, running right. Running room as he tries to take it outside. Spins out of a tackle down to the 10-yard line. He'll come up a yard shy of the first down. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 1 now for the Badgers. Clock continues to run down to 3:50 to play. Frogs cling to an 8-point lead here.
Big play right here.
Big back is John Clay. 10-yard line now. Tyler Luttrell is in, so the Frogs go with that bulldog formation. 4 safeties on the field. High backfield, Clay behind the fullback. 3rd down and 1, Tolzien the quarterback. 1 receiver to the left-hand side. Tolzien hands to Clay, up the middle, head down, 1st down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal for Wisconsin now at the TCU 8.
Just the old power play right there, straight ahead, going behind his center, Nagy, and the left guard, John Moffitt. That's the 20th first down of the game for the Badgers.
Television just showed a shot of the Wisconsin running back coach, John Settle, who's had the luxury of 3 terrific backs this year who all bring a little something different to the table. Clay, their power back. Let's see if they remain with him now. In the I backfield, he stands. Behind Brady Ewing, the fullback. Tolzien under center. Down to 2:50 to play in this game. Kendrick's a tight end in motion. They'll give to Clay. Running right with a block down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal to the TCU 5. 2:40 to go.
That offensive line, Brian, is so big, it's hard to get much penetration. Even if you can stand them up, then you've got the impact of John Clay coming in there.
And, John, I tell you, with 2:20 to go, Bert Bielema and Paul Chryst must have a really good 2-point play. Because that's what they're thinking right now. This logic right now, they're taking their time down to 2:15 left. They want to score and go for 2 to tie. Monty Ball, the eye back now. Behind Tolzien. 1 receiver left. Tolzien turn, give the ball. Running right. Inside the 5, inside the 2. Finds a pylon and scores. Wisconsin has scored. They've climbed within 2 of the Frogs now, with exactly 2 minutes remaining in the 97th Rose Bowl.
Well, that's a big drive right there. 77 yards, Brian, the old-fashioned way, right up the gut. And Monty Ball finishes it off the last 5 yards. Now
we get to see what they had. They've had this play in mind, obviously, the way they attacked this one. And the Frogs are getting their hands team ready as well on the kick return. Dan Sharp calling for his hands team, but it comes down to this right here, folks. With 2 minutes to go, the 2-point conversion. Tolzien's going to go in the shotgun. Clay standing to his left. Don't think he won't touch it, though. They need this 2-point conversion. Monty Ball to the left. Tolzien set fire, knocked down. Tate Carter knocked it down. With 2 minutes to play, the Frogs lead by 2.
That's a great play. Tate Carter read the play, Brian, and stepped right into the passing lane and knocked it down. And the Frogs lead 21-19, but more drama to come.
Timeout on the field. 2 minutes to go. 21-19. Frogs lead it. Stations, this is break 18 from earlier in this game. It's a local timeout. Back we come after this from AT&T. 2 minutes to play in this ball game as the Horned Frogs lead it here on Wisconsin 21-19 in the Rose Bowl. But the ensuing kickoff will decide this game, John, as the Badgers score on an impressive drive.
Yeah, they sure do. They march right down the field, 77 yards. Monty Ball takes it the last 5. But a great play, maybe the defensive play of the year by Tate Carter, batting down a pass. I never thought I would see them not give it to John Clay on the 2-point play, but they opt not to. And they try to throw it. Tate Carter bats it down. It's 21-19 TCU. Exactly 2 minutes to play, and TCU's got its hands team out, ready for this kickoff, which you would expect would be an onside kick.
Yeah, they brought out their onside specialist, Alec Lerner, to kick it. And the Frogs with their hands team comes down to this one here as Lerner attacks it from the right, kicks it left-footed, got it up in the air, and it is caught by Bart Johnson. Did he hang on? He does. Bart Johnson, the senior. Fitting that he comes up with this one with 1:59 to go. The Frogs with a 2-point lead in the football, and Wisconsin with 1 timeout remaining.
Well, Bart Johnson's had a catch in 35 straight games, Brian. He had a big one for a touchdown earlier, but maybe none bigger than that one right there that gives the Frogs the football at the Wisconsin 44-yard line. Frogs need 1 first down, and this ball game is over.
Out of the pistol formation, Dalton will work. Wideouts to either side. 2 tights in the package. Matthew Tucker behind him. He'll hand to Tucker. Running right, trying to get to the edge. Tucker down to the line of scrimmage. There's Brett Bielema's last timeout. Mike Taylor makes a tackle. Stops it with 1:52 to go. They'll stop the clock here. Wisconsin out of timeouts now.
Timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
And the Frogs that time showing a lot of confidence in Matthew Tucker, the sophomore running back
reset the clock
from East Texas, John, who's had some trouble hanging on to the football this season.
At times. At times he has. And right now, Brian, it's all about 1 first down. Frogs gained maybe a half yard. They gave them a yard on that play. It's 2nd and 9. You got to get to the 34-yard line for a first down, and then there's nothing Wisconsin can do as they burn those 2 timeouts sloppily early in the second half. Scott Tolzien with 2 timeouts, and then they just burned their last one right there. So the timeout ledger is empty for Brett Bielema and the Wisconsin Badgers.
2nd down now. 2nd and 9 for the Frogs from the 44-yard line of Wisconsin. 1:54 to play in this game. Wisconsin with no timeouts left, and Andy Dalton will go under center. Wayman James is behind him. 2 tights in the package. Wisconsin climbs in the box. James on the cutback. Head down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. The clock will run after he picks up 6, and TCU will face a 3rd down now. 3rd down and a long 3 upcoming. Here's the 38 of the Badgers.
Got to get this, Brian. You got 9 feet to lock up the 97th Rose Bowl.
As the Frogs 3rd down. 3rd down and a long 3 here. Wayman James will remain out there at the 38 of Wisconsin. Frogs leading at 21-19. Dalton under center. James behind him, 2 tights. Turn, give to James. Up the middle he goes. Wayman, first down. He got it at the 33. That'll preserve the win. The Frogs have come to the Rose Bowl. And folks, they belong.
That was the question, Brian. My last question on my notes. Can the Frogs play with the big boys? I think the answer is yes, they can.
And we've got a Wisconsin fan who ran out on the field, ran into a TCU player, and now he's still out there. He ran and pushed a Frog player. Now security will come after him.
He would have been better off going down with the umpire.
Yeah, because he's about to get it. Makes his way to the sideline where he's taken down by some Badgers.
That was a clothesline. Nice hit right there by the sideline security guy in the gray jacket.
Yep.
Get his name. We may want to sign him up.
Frogs have it 1st down now with a minute to play.
The clock to 1 minute, 21 seconds. We'll have 25 seconds on the play clock.
They'll make it 1:25. The 3rd-ranked Horned Frogs going for a school record 13th win here in this Rose Bowl. And John, the Badgers will look back the first half to that missed field goal that could have been the difference for them.
Absolutely.
But this was no fluke here today.
This is a physical game, Brian. These players are going to know that they were in this game for a good 3 or 4 days as the clock runs with 1:04.
Frogs in their victory celebration formation. Dalton takes the snap, goes to a knee. Andy Dalton, the senior quarterback. These 26 seniors have led the Frogs to this win here today in the Rose Bowl. First time a non-automatic qualifying school has come to back-to-back BCS Bowls. And here in the Rose Bowl, the Frogs will win against the Big Ten champion.
And the chant, TCU, TCU, echoes throughout the Arroyo Seco, Brian Estridge.
Dalton to a knee one final time. His 42nd win as a starting quarterback, the sweetest of all. A coming-out party for Tank Carter as Gary Patterson tries to avoid the Gatorade bucket to no avail. His Horned Frogs have come to Pasadena and proven that TCU and the Horned Frogs are in fact princes of the BCS. Your final score here, TCU 21 and Wisconsin 19. The celebration begins next after this timeout. And a word from our friends at American Airlines.
Hi, this is Jim Slosnagel, head baseball coach at TCU, wishing you and yours a happy new year. Go Frogs.
Hey, Pat, have you ever flown American Airlines to Buenos Aires?
Nope.
How about Frankfurt?
Madrid? No, but I take it you have?
Right you are, my amigo.
How?
Miles, Pat. Every week when I fly to the branch in Omaha, I rack up some serious AAdvantage miles.
Does corporate know about this?
They know all about Project Omaha.
Redeem your AAdvantage miles to more than 700 destinations worldwide. Learn more at AA.com. We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
I think it might be my turn to go to Omaha.
When times have been good, and when times have been, well, not so good, First Financial Bank has always stayed the course. Strong and steady growth through the years has placed First Financial as #1 in the nation's top performers by Bank Director magazine. With this honor, we'll continue to be dedicated to providing personal service to make life better for all our customers. First Financial Bank. Smart choices, better banking. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Fans, we know how much pride you take in putting together the perfect tailgate party. Snap a photo with your camera phone of you and your friends at the game and email it to tcu@crowdcameo.com. Presented by your tailgating headquarters, Albertsons. Look for yourself on the main video board at the stadium in the second half each week.
This is the TCU Sports Network from IMG College.
Riff Ram Bazoo. Why settle for just fondue? At the Melting Pot Fondue Restaurant of Arlington, your perfect night out begins with unbeatable service and hospitality. For a romantic evening, request a seat in Lover's Lane or make it a party in their private room with a custom menu and decorations. For the full fondue experience, taste travel with the Big Night Out 4-course dinner offering flavors from around the world. Visit www.meltingpot.com/ArlingtonTX for all the details. Go Frogs!
Health South Rehabilitation Hospital of Fort Worth is the area's leading provider in rehabilitation services. Our physicians utilize the most innovative rehab techniques and technology to deliver unsurpassed outcomes to those in need of rehab services. Our highly skilled therapists, nurses, and doctors are here to help you regain your life and return home. With 2 convenient locations in Fort Worth, our hospitals stand ready to assist 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When faced with a choice for rehab care, choose well. Choose Health South Fort Worth. Call 817-370-4760.
TCU Wrap-Up Show is presented by Moritz Chevrolet. Visit us online at MoritzDealerships.com. Stay tuned for a recap of today's game, comments from the Frogs locker room, and a look back at the 2010 season. The TCU Wrap-Up Show is brought to you by PlayStation 3. It only does everything. Domino's Pizza. Place your order online now at Domino's.com. By First Financial Bank. American Airlines. Proud to be the official airline of TCU Athletics. We know why you fly. By Geico. 15 minutes or less could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Budweiser. Responsibility matters. Now back to Brian Estridge and John Denton.
Back live here in Pasadena, California, where the Horned Frogs have come to Pasadena and knocked off the Big Ten champion. 21-19 the final score as TCU wins it here over Wisconsin. John, this team has proven all year that they belong, and they do it one more time.
Yeah, and maybe the quote of the week was number one, Brett Bielema saying that this is their own national championship game, but also Gabe Karimi saying that TCU's dangerous because they know how to win. They know how to get it done in a short period of time, and they got it done today under the gun here on the largest stage that there is at the Rose Bowl. This team knows how to win, and it showed it today.
John, the on-field celebration continues with the awarding of the trophy, and we'll listen in now. Chris Fowler from ESPN will be your host.
Coach Patterson, on behalf of the Pasadena Tournament of Roses, I want to congratulate you on being 2011 Rose Bowl champions.
Gary Patterson lifts the Rose Bowl trophy up for all the Frog faithful to see. With his seniors around him, and he turns and hands it to his quarterback.
And explain what capping a perfect season with a Rose Bowl victory over Wisconsin means to your team.
Well, I don't know if you could put it into words. But first off, I want to thank everybody that came here from TCU land. Second, what can you say about the quarterback in a senior class that just won 44 ball games in their career? I think that says it all. I love them. They're special, and they found a way to win again today.
You knew Wisconsin had a powerful running game. At times today, they pushed you around, but you were able to make a stand just enough. Take us through that final play, the two-point conversion, when they're 3 yards away from perhaps forcing overtime.
Well, you know what? We actually had a blitz called, and I actually said to the offensive staff before that, get your thoughts together. You're going to go down and score. We can't stop them here. And we came up with a great tip and found a way to consider the wheel. But, I mean, it's like your life passes before your eyes. You can't even really say what you think about.
Gary, you've been saying that you've been playing for a bigger cause, not just for TCU, but for all the, quote, little guys, the outsiders in college football. What does this say about where we are in this sport at this time?
Well, I've been saying for a while that parity in college football is hit. You know, I got texts from everybody across the nation, from Boise State, from schools all over, wishing us good luck and saying we were playing for them. And today we played for us, and we played for everybody else out there that wanted a chance. So here we go.
It's been a long building process. This is the pinnacle. You see these guys behind you, confetti in the air in Pasadena. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I'll probably have to go home and lay down. Probably wait till I get back to Fort Worth before I'll be able to say, we just won the Rose Bowl.
Gary Patterson losing his voice, but his team didn't lose a game all season long. Congratulations, the Horned Frogs, champs of the Rose Bowl.
The post-game celebration
of the game, the
down on the field. Here's Chris Fowler, who's hosting this.
Is Andy Dalton.
And we'll hear from the players of the game now.
Career, all those wins as a starter. I know you wanted to play better tonight than the bowl last season. What would make the difference for you?
You know, we knew we had to come out and execute well, and we did that early on. We started fast, and, you know, it just helped us get the big win.
You guys didn't have a usual dominant ground game. You really had to make a lot of passes tonight, a lot of key plays with the passing game.
And we had a lot of players make big plays. You know, the offensive line did an outstanding job. Guys making big plays on third downs. And so, you know, that's what we had to do.
Not many people come to TCU and dream about an undefeated season and a Rose Bowl. Put this into perspective from the player side of things.
You know, we knew we had a shot. We felt like we had a great class coming in and with a lot of good players, but it's a dream come true. It's what we set out to do, and the hard work's paid off.
The guy next to you, Tank Carter, who's the defensive MVP, we'll talk to him in a second. He batted down the two-point conversion. What was your reaction from the sideline watching that play?
You know, we knew there was still some time on the clock, so we had to go out and get the first down. But, you know, it was a heck of a play, and he did an outstanding job.
Andy, that trophy is yours. Congratulations. The offensive MVP, Andy Dalton of TCU.
We'll get to hear from Tank Carter here
Slide
shortly.
around, talk to Tank Carter here. Linebacker, you were in the backfield, a couple of sacks, but the most important play of your career, reaching up, batting down the pass. Did you know the guy was wide open if you didn't make that play?
No, I had no idea. I was coming in on blitz, and he stopped me and blocked me a little bit, so I seen him cock his arm back, and I just jumped up and swatted away. So it was in the right place at the right time, and it feels great.
The challenge of facing this big, powerful offensive line. They thought they could wear you down to the fourth quarter. They almost did. You guys had just enough left.
Yeah, they almost did, but we pulled it out at the end. Seems like we got a little bit better towards the end of the game, and TCU pulled it out. So, go Frogs.
Tate Carter, defensive MVP. Andy Dalton, offensive MVP, as TCU caps a perfect season by winning the Rose Bowl. Brent, back up to you.
There you go. That is Chris Fowler hosting the postgame celebration here on the field of the Rose Bowl, where the Horned Frogs have won it 21-19 over the Wisconsin Badgers. And you heard Gary Patterson say there, John, that we won this game not only for us and for these 26 seniors who have now won 44 games in 4 years, but won it for every other non-automatic qualifying school out there. Maybe, just maybe, we can start to put that term away as the Frogs prove that they can play with the big boys of the Big Ten.
Well, I think you said it earlier, the back-to-back BCS Bowl appearances, and then even though they didn't play well last year, it was a good performance and a good showing in Phoenix. But this year, going up against one of the card-carrying big boys of the Big Ten Conference, the same conference that one of their schools called TCU, the Little Sisters of the Poor, being able to hang in for 60 minutes with a very, very physical Wisconsin offense, an offense that liked to run the football and would just jam it down your throat. And Frogs have arrived. And we keep saying it's the biggest game in school history. Brian, once again, on January 1st, 2011, we've witnessed the biggest win in TCU football history right here.